be a blooper reel.
You got stuff planned, Georgie? Do you got things you're going to ask me or what?
Oh, I don't know. I guess we're rolling now. So the audio's already recording?
Yeah, but like only a very early one. I think when it was more you driving the bus than Georgie.
Oh, you should have seen episode 4 and episode 5.
Shoulda.
Yeah, you should have seen one. Well, I guess we're already recording. This is episode 6 with Dubs. Welcome to my podcast.
Buddy. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So explain to our thousands of listeners, who are you?
Oh, I'm a local stand-up comedian.
Nice.
I feel like I've adopted you as my child.
Jesus Christ. Already?
Yeah,
Fuck.
of course. Yeah, I met you, what, 2 years ago? You were just
Almost 3 years ago,
a fresh-faced little boy. Now you've come into your era of cowboy boots, jean shorts, and a jean vest.
Pretty much denim vest.
Pretty much denim vest.
I can't wear like a super blue one. I need it darker.
You need it darker, yeah, because you're a badass.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Get
your wrestling roots out, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I did.
What wrestler do you think you embody most?
Oh fuck! It was John Cena, like when I was younger.
Hence and the jean shorts.
Yes.
Isn't that his look?
No, that was Stone Cold.
Oh right, you're right.
Yeah,
my bad.
Now I'm more into like the Stone Cold kind of thing.
Yeah. That's kind of a weird. You went old school in your later age.
Pretty much. Yes.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Well, I like the older shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like wrestling's one of my favorites now. God.
Was it always your favorite, or is this a newer thing? Because I know since
I watched wrestling probably when I was like 5 or 6 years old.
Yeah.
Like right when like that shit was really good.
What kind of era was that? Because you're much younger than me.
Oh, God. I don't even know which era that was, but I think it was entering the PG era.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I think my first wrestling event was probably 2012, 2013 in Edmonton. It was just a live event.
The first one that you went to?
Yes. That was just the live event, no taping. And then my auntie brought my older brother to a SmackDown one.
Whoa.
And they saw Undertaker perform, and I was so pissed.
You're jealous?
Yeah. And since my brother now is completely, what is it? Introverted. That's what it is. He's completely introverted. He doesn't like going out.
Right.
No.
Only not like you big party animal.
I know. Like last night.
I think that's been like 2 or 3 weekends in a row. I've been getting drunk texts from Georgia. Like
you didn't receive one last night.
I did. That was Thursday.
Yeah, I know.
What were you drinking last night?
Yeah, I went to my buddy's mom's place where they were having a fire, and then we went to Pal's, and I was already I had a couple beers, and then I didn't want to start my truck, so I took an electric scooter.
So were you in the city then if there's electric scooters?
No. It was in Devon.
It was in Devon?
Yeah, and he lived like 2 minutes away, so I just grabbed the electric scooter and just went over there.
Nice.
Yeah, and then went to Pal's, and then he bought me 3 beers, and then I went home.
You went to a Pal's or you went to a place called Pal's?
Called Pal's.
Okay.
Yeah, in Devon. It's just like a rundown bar.
What'd you guys do? Did you dance?
No, we just played pool.
With it, Georgie?
We just played pool. Last night there was I was talking to a guy and his girlfriend just sat next to him and she said, "Is your name George?" And I said, "Yeah, how'd you know?" And she said, "I known you since you were in grade 4.
Oh, wow.
And she was in grade 6 or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, "I do not remember you at all."
No?
Yeah, she said, "I remember you by sitting in the trash can and pissing off your grade 4 teacher."
You're sitting in a trash can?
I was trying to get expelled from a Catholic school.
And you thought the best way to go about it was to sit
hated it.
Okay. I get that part, but like, was that the only attempt you made to get expelled, was sitting in a trash can, or did you try any other
everything? The most extreme one was putting a paperclip in in an electrical outlet.
That's pretty extreme, George. That's pretty extreme.
That was the first time I ever put anything in an electrical socket.
Was it the last time?
That was the first and last time.
Good.
Almost caused a
fire. How old were you?
I was in grade 4, so fucking like
just a baby.
11. 10
Did your
or
hair
11.
stand on end?
No, I had short hairs, and I didn't even know. I just quickly pushed it in with a pencil.
Yeah.
And then it started sparking. So I luckily it was in a loop, so I just had to pull it out with the pencil.
You didn't get shocked or nothing?
No.
And you didn't get expelled for that?
No, no one even noticed.
No one even know? Oh, you got away with it. You were sneaky.
Yeah.
Got it.
there was another thing I got away with. This was grade 7. It might as well be out there anyways. I put a thumbtack on my math teacher's fucking stool.
Badass.
Yeah, we were doing a test. Well, before the test, we were just fooling around in the class before he came in.
Yeah.
Everyone was at the whiteboard and everything, and he had a lot of thumbtacks up there. And I decided to grab one. No one saw me reach up and put it on his stool. And then we went to do a test. We were in there about 5-10 minutes, and all we hear was a scream. And classmate and I heard that. We quickly went in, and he's flipping out. He smashed his hands on a desk where a girl was sitting and made her cry and ran her out.
Damn. Got a reaction.
Yeah, he was a dick.
And you got away with it? No one ever caught you?
Nope.
Wow.
They thought
guy.
the grade 6 class did it.
That is more of a grade 6 move than a
Sorry,
grade 4
math
move.
teacher. I ain't going to name you.
That's a good call, George.
I don't think he'll ever listen. The guy's too old.
How are you liking starting to go out a little bit more? I feel like back when I first met you, you hadn't really gone out and like drank a couple times. And then the times you did go out, there were always big nights for you, but they'd be once every couple months where you'd go have a big night out, come back with a lot of stories. But it seems like more recently you're more like getting into how people usually like start drinking, which is just with a couple buddies, kind of low key.
Yeah.
And you kind of went the opposite way where you just go out to like Cook County and have a big night for yourself, get into hijinks, come back, and then now you're doing more of the low key drinking. How are you enjoying that?
Pretty good. I like shooting fireworks at people.
Fair enough. That is fun to do.
You should see his facial expressions right now on the video version, but on the
You shouldn't be shooting fireworks at people, brother.
it's just Roman candles.
Okay, but I got a Roman candle on my leg one time, and I was wearing track pants and like burnt the plastic into my leg. And I got
That's
burnt
where
real
you wear
bad.
jeans.
That is why you wear jeans.
Yeah, or sweatpants. No, sweatpants aren't bad because they're made of cotton. I think. Well,
Okay, it
most
was
of them.
my fault for wearing the wrong pants for fireworks, but
It
I
is
wasn't
your fault.
expecting to get shot with the firework. We
Well,
weren't
you
exactly having firework fights when it happened.
if anyone suggests the idea, you have to be prepared.
That's true. That's true. I was laying in bed. I worked at 6 a.m, and my buddies called me and they said, "Hey, we have fireworks. Can we come to your house to shoot them off?" And I got out of bed, threw some track pants on, and went out into the back and got a firework shot at my leg.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
I had fireworks actually shot right at me where we stood them up, but we should have put it on a more secure piece of wood or something. Well, it was in the grass and it was kind of tippy, and the recoil freaking shot it down, and it was facing towards us. So the first one went up, and we didn't realize it went down, and it shot right at me. It landed underneath my ass, and it blew up.
Jesus.
2 of them shot right
You
towards
got a
me.
good shot.
Yeah, well, it was right underneath me. So that happened 2 years ago, because I remember telling that, because it was on a Friday, and I immediately came here and told that story.
Oh, you told the story after. That must have been one of the earlier nights.
That was when, I think, pre-mullet.
That was pre-mullet.
That's pre-mullet,
Pre-cowboy
George.
boots too, probably.
Yeah, pre-mullet, George. That was beer
Man,
league,
you've
George.
grown so much. That was beer league, George? Is that what you refer to the era before?
Pretty much.
Oh, right. Yeah, you were playing beer. Honestly, that was one of my favorite eras of Georgie, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah, I still remember that one October in 2023 where I fucking, after a beer league game, you surprised me with that one, like, flashing tits.
Oh, yeah. We showed you your first tits.
I got 2
I don't know if
W's.
I can take full credit for that. I think I was more of a facilitator on that one. I don't think I did any of the work to make that happen.
Awesome because you're
Yeah.
leaning back and
Well,
you're
I didn't
so
want.
happy.
I didn't have permission to see said tits. I had to lean back. I had to be a good guy,
know,
George.
it was
Those
so
tits were just for
funny.
you.
No, it's just the expressions like, holy shit, this is fucking awesome.
It was fucking awesome, yeah.
Oh my
Glad
God.
my expressions captured that.
It was
You,
so funny.
You used to love playing hockey. I feel like, do you ever think about getting on another beer league team?
I want to create one, or
You want to create one?
I want to do
Who'd you draft?
Who would I draft?
Yeah, who would be your lineup of your ultimate beer league team?
Oh,
There's
fuck.
lots of
I know
comics
you
and
would
stuff that
be
play
there.
hockey. Oh, yeah, I'd be there.
Didn't Jules play
She
beer
plays
league?
hockey, yeah.
Yeah, so then she would be one.
Yeah. Steve Darnell plays.
Darnell then.
I think Brad used to play hockey. I don't know if you'd get him out. He's too busy at open
Hack.
mics. Uncle Hack, he was a good hockey
dude,
player.
He was a defenseman, I think, or a right winger. That's what he told me.
Yeah.
And yeah, he would be a good right winger.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be center or left wing,
Yeah. Would you be the captain?
obviously.
Sorry.
And everyone knows what jersey number I'd be wearing.
69,
fuck,
obviously.
I know, right?
That's more obvious. I thought maybe I don't know. I just thought maybe you'd be a team first guy. Maybe give Hack the C or something. But no, you want it for yourself.
Maybe the first game we'll see who tries a little bit harder. And then
see who really earns it. Yeah. Leave it off. But that's a good way to run a team, right? You make someone earn.
But I feel like I'll just be an assistant captain.
Yeah, for sure you'd be an A. Yeah, no, I wasn't going to say that. Of course you'd be at least an assistant, if not the captain.
Yeah.
We got to leave it open. What if Brad really steps up and he just has those captain-like qualities that you need on your team?
Yeah, I think he would be a leader.
Probably.
Hack would be a goon.
Hack could be a little bit of a goon. Yeah, he'd keep you protected.
He's got some fighting skills on him.
Yeah, you're right.
That would be a good beer league. We'd probably sweep the league.
Probably.
Yeah.
We
would have to find a good goalie, though, too.
Right. I don't know if I know
a
any...
Marty Brodeur or...
if we can get Martin Brodeur, yeah, for sure. That would be a great team.
Get Stuart Skinner.
I think Belrose used to play goalie.
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't know if he'd be in, but if we could, it would be a pretty stacked squad.
Pretty much. He'd just be... You can't even get the puck in the net if Belrose is in that.
Yeah. But I just thought, you used to really enjoy, starting a team would be super fun and that, but that's a lot of work. But even just, finding a team to jump on. I feel like you used to really enjoy it. It used to come with a lot of stories. But like I said, Beer League, Georgie. Yeah, but I mean, I feel like you could get get a little someone to sponsor the podcast, put it towards some Beer League dues. I don't know how much Beer League hockey is in some of these leagues, but it's got to be a couple $100. I feel like as a community, we could get you back on the ice.
Maybe.
I want to get Georgie on skates.
Maybe. I do want to. I mentioned this idea a year ago where I wanted to start do a comedians go-kart racing.
Ooh.
Sort of like what McQuick did with the basketball.
Yeah.
But the go-karts would be super intense and fun.
Yeah.
Or try a derby thing.
A derby thing? What do you mean?
Like demolition derby, but
demolition derby, that'd be tough. Everyone needs to find a car and put all the roll cages in it. That's quite intensive.
But it wouldn't be just a regular demolition derby. There's one called hit to pass where you just
I'm very familiar with bump to pass, maybe.
Yeah, hit to pass, that would probably be the more safer option. Even though it's not that safe, but it would be safer than running into each other head on.
For sure.
You could just spin them out. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm into racing. I want to do lawnmower racing so bad.
You want to do? You're built for lawnmower racing.
Yeah.
How have you not done lawnmower racing already?
I don't know.
Yeah, if we're gonna do a fundraiser show, I think that might be a better idea than getting you back on the ice. Is get you a lawnmower. I feel like you could go viral. You might get famous in the world of lawnmower racing.
I'm good at driving.
I feel like you have the aesthetic.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just dress exactly like this, just with a helmet, like an old Jofa.
Wiping out would be fucking deadly, man.
Yeah, you like the wipeouts?
No, it'd be deadly, like hurt.
Oh, you meant deadly in the more normal way to use deadly, not how I use deadly.
Deadly,
fucking deadly, bro.
Just the way you say it. So you played hockey for a long time, didn't you?
Yeah, my whole life pretty much. Yeah.
What kind of crazy stories do you have on ice?
Oh man, I was.
Snap show?
No, not at all. No,
really?
I was pretty calm out there. I was usually the peacemaker out on the ice. Yeah, What, does that surprise you?
I don't know. I don't know why it's tough to believe.
Yeah, no, I would always get guys riled up, but I would just I was good at getting penalties taken on me and then not reacting. Every once in a while I would snap, but usually it was like if someone did something to my teammates. There was one time is at the end of a game we were winning.
Oh.
And
obviously.
And my buddy Vince Auger was coming across the red line, and this guy was real pissed at him. He was fucking with him. I can't remember what he did, but the guy just came up and two-handed him in the back of the legs, right on the calves, and just dropped him to the ice and then skated forward. I think it was behind the call. I don't know if the ref had already called it, but I saw that, and I just saw red, and I was coming up. I saw it, and I was chasing down. Maybe I changed off the bench. Someone came to change, and he was standing beside the net at our net. And I just skated full blast from the bench.
You were
and
charging.
hit him. I hit him so it was a charge for sure. But I hit him so hard that he flew in the air and hit the boards the entire from the goal line to the boards. Yeah, and he was hurt pretty good.
I have a similar story to that. We were playing a native team and we were pummeling them really bad. And we had a drunk ref.
A drunk ref.
Yeah, you could smell the liquor on him on the ice. It was bad, but we were winning and stuff. The penalties they weren't even being called. And
it's prison hockey.
It was pretty much prison hockey. It was hell. And this
It was hell.
this freaking
It was hell.
yeah, this little friggin' dick, friggin' fuck. He was an asshole. He fucking baseball swung me right in the back of the left calf.
Oh, not lefty.
Oh, dude, it was right at the heel of the stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the hardest part. I feel like that's what it was.
Yeah.
And I just dropped down. The ref didn't see it because there was only one ref.
And he's drunk.
Yeah.
One drunk
No
ref.
penalty called, and my teammates lost their fucking mind and went after them, like dogpiled them.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think I gotta go to the hospital. I was overreacting. I was being a drama queen.
Hey, when they get you the left calf, that's a sensitive calf.
Yeah, it was. I think
Either
either
might have been righty.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't
that's a
know
different
which
case.
one.
Then you
but
might have been overreacting.
yeah, but obviously it hurt so bad. But for 4 or 5 months, it was just my calf was just hard. With I think just the blood clot or whatever.
Blood clot.
What?
Nothing, George. Go on.
Jesus Christ! No, it was terrible. And then we played them a week later.
Oh, the grudge match.
Yeah, and my dad was at that game, and that little kid. Yeah, and honestly, there was contact.
Obviously, there was contact.
Yeah,
you gotta
because it was
explain that a little
bantam
bit
or
more.
peewee or whatever the fuck.
Oh, I got you. It
Yeah,
was like contact.
and this little kid, fucking same player that baseball swung me.
Mm-hmm.
He, I was going along the boards because the puck was in our end, and he tried body checking me, and it was like if you're flicking something, and
he just bounced off you,
or if you give like a guy a light smack or something like that, it doesn't fall over. That's pretty much what the kid did. And I looked over to him and stood there for 2 seconds, and I fucking cross-checked him right in the neck.
Georgie.
I still have the video.
You have the video?
Yeah, I have to find it.
You gotta find that
This is like
for me.
2017.
And you were a big kid, no?
Yeah.
And you said this is a little guy, so did you have to go low to get him in the throat or what?
Sorta.
Okay, I really would like to see this video.
I'll find it later.
Okay, you find that for me.
But my dad, he was recording. He laughed the way he always laughed, and he's like, "That was fucking awesome."
Yeah, he liked the throat cross check.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good move.
Yep.
It is a good move.
That was one of my favorite games.
Was one of your favorite games?
Yeah. Oh, fuck. I don't even know what else to talk about. You're a big UFC guy.
I am a big UFC guy, George.
Fuck. That.
Yeah.
We both went to a UFC fight night in November.
Yep.
Our section started that "Fuck Trudeau" chant.
A bunch of times. It was pretty much the entire night from start to finish. There was "Fuck Trudeau" chants.
Yeah.
And then when I met up with you after the, you said, "That was us."
Our section 110, started that
It
shit.
sounded like you had quite a wild section. What was that, Disco Tom or something?
Disco Ron.
Disco Ron.
Disco
yeah,
Ron and AJ.
It's a good
Those
memory.
Yeah.
You had quite the night that night. That was fun to meet up with you later.
Yeah. And then I came here to watch the 9/11 conspiracy show that was put on.
Yep.
And then
Brought a date. That's a wild move, George.
Yeah.
Let's go to UFC and then a 9/11 conspiracy show at a drug warehouse.
Girl loved it.
She did. I mean, from what I heard, she loved it. So, like, great call, but risky. But sometimes you got to risk it for the biscuit.
Well, she wanted to go to the house party with Disco Ron, and I was
That was a good call to not do that.
And I wasn't like, no, we're not going there. I was like easing it, kind of like, hey, we shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
We shouldn't go there because there's Molly and everything.
Oh,
that would be a terrible night.
Or a great night.
Who knows?
Who knows?
But I am not
I think you
taking
made
that
the right.
chance.
I think you made the right. You know what, Georgie? You're always wiser than I give you credit for. You're a wise man,
A
George.
lot of people think I'm stupid, but I'm not that stupid.
Dude, would I be around
I'm not
you all
just
this-
a hat rack. That's what a lot of people
not just a
think.
hat rack?
Yeah.
Is that the line?
Yeah.
No, it's fun to watch you grow, brother. I feel like you were so young when we first met. You're still a baby, obviously.
I'm
still
gonna
a
be
decade older.
22.
Than you. Yeah, you're 22, but like when you're in your 30s, you remember how long ago being 22 was, and like how you were at that time. Like I remember being 22. Right?
What did you do at 20?
In 22, I would have been in my last year of university, I think. Yeah. Or maybe just graduated and out in the real world.
You graduated at 22?
I believe so. That's 4 years.
Oh,
Right? 18.
university, not high school.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, university, buddy. Yeah.
I thought I'd get held back a few times because I was
So
a
did I,
menace in
brother.
school.
So did I. I did kindergarten twice. Once in French, once in English.
What?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Wow.
You did 2 grades, 1 in English, in 2 different languages?
Yep. I think.
You
I
think?
might be making that up, but I'm fairly certain I did kindergarten twice, and once was French immersion, once was English.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's why my French is so good, Georgie. Comment ça va?
I don't
Omelette
even
du
try.
fromage.
I don't even know what the fuck you said. What? Do you even know what it means?
Omelette du fromage is omelet with cheese. I figured you'd like that one. That was a special one just for you, George.
Oh, fuck. There was a good omelet place.
Oh, yeah?
A brunch place in Sherwood Park called Toast. It was awesome.
Is it no more?
No,
Speaking of it in the past tense.
It was the first time I went there. It was on Monday, I think.
Oh, you just recently went there?
Yeah, I went there with my dad, and he was having brunch with his old friend that he's known for 30 years.
Yeah.
And I've known him my whole life.
Is that the guy I met at the Oilers game the other night?
No, that's
Different
his coworker at work. He's basically his brain's like the 3 crayon pack at Boston Pizza.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's
Basic.
Yeah.
Got it.
That's
Got
what
it.
he has.
That's honestly a pretty good metaphor you just did.
Thank you, I guess. I didn't even know what it... Basically, he's like somewhat stupid.
3 crayon pack from Boston Pizza.
Yeah. And he had his son there that I think he just turned 18 2 weeks before.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Is he getting rowdy?
A little bit. the thing he said, because you were at that game too.
Yeah.
That was a shit show.
That was a tough game.
He said if this was on Pornhub, this game, they wouldn't take it down to see how much the fans are getting fucked or whatever. And there was a lady standing behind him when he said that. And I was like, dude, watch your fucking mouth. There's a woman behind you.
There's women present.
Yeah, and she's just
good,
dying
Georgie.
laughing. And then I'm dying laughing because the lady's right behind him when he said that quote.
You know what we still got to do, Georgie?
What?
We still have to go. I can't remember what night it was, but there's one night that you said they do two-step
That's
lessons.
Thursdays.
It's Thursdays.
Not next Thursday.
I've been telling you we got to do this one night. We'll get some girls to come with us so we don't have to dance with randos. Like, I do encourage you to dance with randos if you got it in you, but I'm a shy guy. I don't want to go dance with randos. So I'm going to bring somebody. I think you should too. We'll see if anybody else wants to come.
I barely know any girls.
Yeah, well, maybe I can help you out. We'll find you a girl that would be down to come learn to two-step. I just think of all your nights out, if Cook County's your place, once you learn to two-step, your life's going to change.
Wow.
And I've been dying on this hill for a long time, and I've really been trying to get you on board with this.
Well, not next Thursday because I'm going to Calgary for Funny Fest. So.
Oh, are you excited for that? Big competition, Funny Fest?
Yeah, PG-15, but not censored.
You're PG-15, not censored?
Yeah, I was more like rated R when I first started, and then now I'm more PG-14, 15.
Yeah?
Yeah. Think the rules are no wearing ties.
That's an odd rule.
Yeah.
I think you should wear a tie just to stick it to the man.
Yeah, but I don't want to be a fucking loser on stage.
That's true.
I'm representing
How are you
Edmonton.
going to dress like this? If you're representing Edmonton, that's a pretty good outfit.
I'm thinking about just wearing the jeans, obviously the boots.
Yeah.
Maybe the vest. I haven't decided yet.
Yeah, you're 50-50 on vest.
Mm-hmm.
You also have a lot of nice wrestling shirts.
Yeah, I have
would
a
represent
D-Generation X shirt.
That's
I
exactly the one I was thinking.
For the SmackDown event that I went to in September. I want to get a Stone Cold shirt so bad. Yeah. Or even get Stone Cold Steve Austin patches like the 316.
Yeah. Make like a vest like his. Did he wear a vest? I know.
Yeah, it was a leather vest that said Austin on the left side and it said SOB on the right side.
Nice.
And I think on the back it said fuck rules, but he put the skull instead of the U.
Put a skull instead of the U?
Yeah.
I think you're a leather vest guy. I mean, not to say that the double denim isn't rocking, but I feel like if you get some leather, I feel like that'd really tie everything together nicely.
I like the denim though. It's a lot easier to sew on stuff.
That's true. Yeah. But are you going to be sewing it on yourself anyways? I feel
I'll probably get my mom to do
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I bet you she could handle leather. I don't know. I'm guessing here. I'm out over my skis, George.
What?
Out over my ski. It's like you're
I have no idea. No, I went on Amazon to create some patches where the top says the moon and the bottom Alberta, and then the patch on this on the thing says MC, I'll just put 69 on it.
What 69?
Put
MCL?
yeah, instead of it saying MC, like motorcycle club,
Yeah.
it'll
Yeah,
say
probably
69.
don't do that.
Yeah, I'll just put 69 on it
Instead of
yeah.
MC. Yeah, good call.
Yeah, and then have my name on it.
Nice.
Or Brick Braun Chubbs.
Brick Braun Chubbs.
That's why I bought this vest, just to mimic you. To see.
Which I do get it, but it's funny because I don't really ever wear vests. But you just
It's just the denim.
I just have it is just the denim. Do I have the essence of vest? Do I give off vest energy, Georgie?
Yeah, but no tank top underneath.
Do you have a tank top on underneath?
Yeah.
I kind of want to see you without the vest now. What does it look like with just the tank top? I'm out here with no beard
got
right
this,
now.
Like this tank top 10 years ago, and then I was in my fat phase. This didn't fit, and I thought I threw it out.
But then you lost weight.
Yeah.
And now you're looking cut. You got
pretty much
broke out.
I just need a tan because last year I was so white.
Yeah.
Like not even trailer trash, like white.
Not even trailer trash, like white.
I was Irish white.
Irish white.
Yeah. You see how white those guys are.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Jesus Christ, what
but
the fuck
I want to go
doing?
back to this dance. I think this is a good idea. What holds you back? What do I got to do to make this happen, George?
I don't know. I really don't know.
What worries you about it? Let's get real here.
I haven't really thought about it.
You haven't really thought about it, but think about it right now. Like say not this Thursday because you're going to Funny Fest, and I do have more questions about that for you. I'm excited for you. That's not your first competition, but it'll be your first out of town competition.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, say the Thursday after. What would I have to do if I was able to find a couple girls that would go with us and learn to two-step? Like I already know how to two-step, but I'm rusty, so I could use a lesson.
Oh, you got that ring rust.
I got that ring rust. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I got to knock the rust off the boots. But I think, but I'm telling you, George, if you learn to two-step, it's so easy, dude. It's like one of the easiest dances you can do. Like in however long this lesson thing is, you'll pick it up very fast, and then the next time you go out, you have an easy in to talk to any girl. You say, "Hey, do you want a two-step?" And they might say no, but well, whatever. You're a tall, strapping young man.
Yeah,
they'll say yes. And then you're in, and then you get to go have fun. You get to twirl them around a dance floor. You can add in a few moves. Once you learn the octopus, it's game over.
I only know the line dances like just Cadillac Ranch.
And Cadillac Ranch is good, but I think the thing with Cadillac Ranch is everyone's just doing it kind of all together. But with two-stepping, you're actually dancing with a girl. But you did dance with some girls, you said.
Yeah,
one of those nights you went home.
January of, I think, 24.
January of 24.
Yeah.
I love how young you are, Georgie. You always like think back, like, oh, that was like November, and I'm like, because usually when people say that, because you could just say last year, right? But you always go back and you're like, yeah, it's January of 25. And it's like that was 2 months ago. It's just something I personally enjoy about you, Georgie.
No, but if it's like this year, I'll just
Georgie,
say, oh, it was 3 months ago.
What do you like to feel older?
I just like not having the mentality of like what most people my age have. They're just idiots saying like crash out.
Yeah.
Why?
You want to be a bit more mature.
Like, just say you're pissed off or you're about to fucking kill someone.
That is another way you could say it.
But crash out, it's like
you don't like that lingo.
They're coming up with new words every fucking day.
Yeah. Different
slangs, and I'm not up to date with them, so I feel like I'm old.
Tell me about it, brother. Tell me about it.
And even when the oh fuck, the way they dress, it pisses me off.
What kind of dress do you not like?
Well, they're sagging their pants all the way down.
People are sagging?
That. Yeah, a lot of people do. In the mall, it's crazy.
Oh,
and then they're wearing the freaking ski masks and all that. Even white people do it. It's stupid.
Okay. See, I'm learning things on
when
Georgie
they have
World.
that, and like sagging their pants, even when they have a belt on.
They got the belt sagging too.
Yeah.
Oh
it's like, I just want to go up and pants them, and it's like, well, what are you going to do? Quickly pull them up? Yeah. And they're still loose. They're just going to fall down, while I'm wearing a belt every day.
Yeah.
And I can run in these fucking shit kickers.
Yeah.
Only for about 8 seconds.
You got 8 seconds of running?
Yeah. I'm not good at cardio. My cardio's fucked.
Your cardio's fucked.
No, but if you try swinging. If he hits me first, guess what? Kick in the nuts, he's down.
Okay.
Just end
You
it
got it
early.
planned.
Well, yeah, if someone wants to fight me, it's
Kicking the
there's
nuts.
no rules in a street fight.
You're not wrong.
If he's a chatterbox, like Chatty Cathy and all that shit, or Chatty Kyle, motherfucker, I'll just
That was personal. Had some venom in it.
Chatty Tyler, how about that?
There we
Fuck
go.
Tyler.
Fuck Tyler. I already
know,
know
did you-
Tyler, but fuck Tyler. You kick him in the nuts, George.
I posted this picture on on my story. It's like I want to pummel this kid so bad.
Of who? Is this a real
Tyler,
person?
that kid Tyler.
Do I know this person?
No,
Okay.
you don't. This was in school.
God.
I already explained the story on the last episode.
God. Oh, I'm not up on the lore. Well, fuck
Yeah.
Tyler.
I've listened to
Little
your
bitch.
episodes. I think you got to listen to mine.
I know, dude. I
The
do
last
feel
two
bad.
episodes are a lot better than the other.
Yeah, you're starting to
ones.
get more comfortable as the podcast. What's it been like to start a podcast, Georgie?
It's awesome.
It's awesome, yeah. What have you
And,
learned?
Well,
Like you said that the ones are getting better, and that's usually how it goes. Like when you do something, you're gonna get better skills at. You're gonna get more comfortable. But like, what do you notice? Like, why is it better? Like, do you feel more natural?
more natural, and I don't realize that I'm trying to be funny.
Yeah,
It just comes out.
yeah, and that's when you're the funniest. That's what we always tell you is when you're not trying to be funny and you're just yourself.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of fun doing, especially with doing it with Daniel, because I
Yeah.
had so many questions after the Never Have I Ever comedy show that McQuick started.
Mhm.
It's a fucking funny show.
Yeah.
And
You had a lot of questions
just
for
his
him after that?
stories that he had called Boxing Class, where he got beat up by a lady named Ebony,
Ooh,
a white lady named Ebony.
white lady named Ebony.
You should have been there. It was so funny, and I was shocked. Because I thought, Liam Connell was on there, and
I think I
Wyatt.
was there.
Dude,
Maybe
who
not.
knows?
Maybe that was a different.
Anyways, I thought it was a Liam or Wyatt story for sure.
Yeah.
And then it said, oh, it was Daniel's. I'm like, no fucking way.
Didn't even know he boxed.
Because when I first met him, he was such an innocent guy like I was when I first started.
Oh yeah, do you see
And
a lot
now
of parallels
he's
between you and
changed.
Daniel?
Like he almost looks like a drug dealer that last Tuesday.
He looked like a drug dealer. He looked like a cat burglar. That's what I thought.
Well, a lot of Egyptians like to steal and scam.
Whoa, really?
I've
I
been
didn't know
watching a
that.
lot of Egyptian scam videos.
Watching a lot of Egyptian scam
Because that's
videos?
what my algorithm is, freaking cars and scams.
Your
People
algorithm.
confronting scammers.
Have you told Daniel they've been watching a lot of Egyptian scam videos?
No, because I'm afraid he's going to beat me up.
You think Daniel would beat you up? Daniel's a very nice guy. He's a
Yeah,
good
he
Christian
is.
boy. I don't think he'd be violent. But maybe if he's a chatterbox, he might get kicked in the nuts, though.
Maybe.
Maybe.
No,
I don't think you're a very violent guy, George.
I'm not a violent
I
person.
think you're a very nice guy.
I just use my voice.
Yeah?
I
You do have a big
scream.
voice.
Because when I was driving here
Yeah.
one day, the guy was weaving in and out of traffic and almost sideswiped my truck.
Mm-hmm. And you love your truck.
Yeah, it was before the other one got fixed.
So you're in your Toyota?
Yeah, because I knew I could catch up to that fucker.
Oh, yeah.
He
You had the
brake
Hemi.
checked me twice, and he's just weaving in and out of traffic. I
Yeah.
caught up to him. I screamed at him.
Holy.
He could have just driven off, but he stayed there, and there was like fear in his eyes.
Yeah, you
I
put
saw it.
Put the fear of God into him?
Yeah, pretty much. And he said, "I'm so sorry. I will not drive like that again. I don't know why I did it, but
Damn. Sounds like you changed him.
yeah." And then I pulled over, and I had my Apple Watch on. It read 150, my heart rate.
Your heart rate.
Yeah.
That is something that I really enjoy about you, Georgie, is every time something big happens to you, you always check the Apple Watch to see what the heart rate's at.
Well, I don't want to have a heart attack or an aneurysm.
True. And that's honestly very smart.
Yeah.
You don't want to get that thing up into the 200s.
Yeah, I'm not much of a snap show as I was years ago.
Yeah, you've calmed down a bit
Yeah.
in your old age.
Yeah, 22 years of old age.
Yeah.
No, it's just when I ask someone to stop more than 3 or 4 times, I tend to just raise my voice to let them know, yeah, I'm getting fucking mad. And then
Yeah.
if they don't stop, I tend to just scream at them.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of stories about you like raising your voice and stuff from you, but I don't think I've ever actually seen it, George. I feel like when you're
'cause
around
no one
us,
really
yeah,
hasn't
nobody really
pissed me off.
Yeah. What's the maddest you think you've ever been made, like, at like a comedy thing? Like not like out on like the streets or something, but like when you're actually like, around us and doing comedy. What's the maddest you think you've been here?
At the Moon?
Yeah.
That one interaction with that comic with you, I was getting a little bit.
You got to give me slightly more detail than that.
That one comic that came that one Tuesday that I heard starts with a C-A. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm with you.
Yeah, I don't want to name drop.
Honestly, and now that you say that, probably is the angriest I've ever seen you.
Yeah, but I didn't scream. I just raised my voice.
No, you did just raise your voice.
And he's like, "What the fuck are you gonna do? You're 22. You don't know anything." It's like, I probably know a lot more than you, and I'm not that retarded.
That's a good comeback. Yeah. You know I have a lot of love for you, Jorje, but that night I specifically,
Everyone else was just standing there and talking. I'm just standing there. I'm like, okay, I'm afraid this guy's going to throw hands. He was walking up to you really close.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, back the fuck off.
Yeah, you had my back that night, Jorje. Yeah, a lot of people didn't, and you really did.
If someone gets that close, I'm like, okay, just back up a little bit. We'll have a little conversation.
Yeah.
Just chill out. And he was getting really
You
aggressive.
probably saw me the most upset I've ever been that night, specifically when he got in your face.
Yeah,
I think that's probably the angriest I've been in
there. I
this
didn't
room,
back up. I'm like, what the fuck are you gonna do?
I know, and then that's when I got. I was
mullet
like,
against mullet.
Mullet against mullet. Oh, Jorje. Okay, other than
I
that,
get probably mad enough where I'd probably cut his hair.
That's pretty angry.
Like,
You're gonna cut
deserve
someone's
that
hair.
mullet.
You don't deserve the mullet.
No,
You're the arbiter of who deserves a mullet or not. Hey,
yeah, pretty
you
much.
do. You have been sending me pictures of dogs with mullets lately. It's like combining your two favorite things: dogs and mullets.
It looks freaking sick. I have a screenshot of an alpaca having a mullet with pit vipers on, and I want to put that on a T-shirt.
A mulpaca, if you will.
Yeah, mulpaca. Yeah, that's a.
You want to put it on a T-shirt?
Yeah,
you should.
And another one where freaking Big Trudy took his chair out of Parliament and did his signature move, did the
tongue out.
The tongue out.
Yeah.
And I was gonna put that picture next to the blackface one, and the text would say, "Some habits never die."
There you go. That's pretty clever, George.
That'd
be good merch.
I might probably make 10 shirts, probably 2 in like medium and then large, and then Ethan Januario size.
Just have to take a swing, hey?
Dude, he was struggling to get back at me last Tuesday.
I feel like Ethan's been quite nice to you, but you take a lot of swings at it, which is something that we've noticed around here when new guys start. You like to really take swings at them at the start.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to be mean at.
You're trying to be funny. I know. You're a nice guy, but that's what I always think.
That's what
Jorje,
they should learn about me. I'll just try to be funny.
Yeah,
a little bit to them, and then after a while, it's like, okay, I settle down a little bit. But him, it's just fucking funny as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
still find it pretty
one
funny?
AirPod and shit. Because my brother does the same thing, and it's like, what? Just might as well super glue that bitch in your ear.
Have you ever talked to him and asked why he does it?
I think he explained it a few times on stage, but I forget.
Yeah, but have you ever, like, if you're that curious or if you think it's that funny, have you ever like chatted to him? Because you've hung out with Ethan, right? Didn't you guys go to the Oilers game?
Yeah, Canadians game, and
he took you to a hockey game.
Yeah.
How was that?
We won that.
Other
game.
than like going home, we've heard that story a million times. But like, actually, I feel like I haven't.
He
heard
had
anything.
his face painted.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I was like, I'm going to the game with this guy.
You don't like the face paint?
If I'm with someone, it's like, okay, it's kind of over top. But if you're like with a group of friends and you're all doing it, it's like, yeah, okay, I'm with that.
Did he tell you he was going to paint his face before the game?
Nope.
No, so you just rolled up.
Yeah,
Did you feel jealous at all? Were you like, man, I should have painted my face?
No, because I'm wearing my 69 jersey.
You can't do
jealous
both?
of me.
He was jealous of you because your 69 jersey got.
Well, I was wearing my nice hat and all that shit. I was just having fun, and then this, I was. Since he was so big, we had to swap seats, so he was right next to the stairwell, and I'm just scrunched in there because fuck those seats at Rogers Place.
They're tiny. They want to get every dollar out of you they can.
Yeah, and try squeezing every pound out of me. Like, fuck. Like, I was getting cramps. Like,
yeah?
I couldn't,
dude, I've been there. I've been there. When I go to a game with, like, Chase and my dad, and we're all in those little seats, you're like this,
those are the peasant seats.
Mm-hmm. And then you have to pull the move that you never want to do. You have to put your arm around another man just to clear up a couple inches of space just for a bit. Let your chest expand for a couple minutes and then go back.
Well, you could still kind of do it. You just have to tighten it up and then spread out your shoulders.
Yeah, but I feel guilty doing that. I don't like pushing into people, so I usually just do this for as long as I can stand it, and then when it gets too much, I go arm around the seat.
Might as well do it with your dad or your buddy Chase.
Oh, I have. I'm not scared to put my arm around another man in public. Would you not pull that move? If you're real squeezed in and I was sitting beside you, would you put your arm around me? Or would that
honestly,
be too gay?
I'd probably try doing it.
If you get the nerve up or what? Would you be shy? Would you be worried I was going to kiss you?
Yeah, it'd be very gay.
Yeah? What's wrong with that?
I don't fucking know where
kiss
this
with the
is
boys?
going. I don't know.
Your ears are going to turn red again, Georgie.
Don't. When you say that, they turn red.
I know.
God damn.
Yeah, it's definitely not whenever something gay comes up that your ears turn red. It's only bring up the red ears.
Oh. What the fuck? What kind of stuff did you do in Grand Prairie? Because you lived
What kind
up
of stuff
there.
did I do in Grand Prairie?
Yeah.
I did fuck all, brother.
Because there's nothing to do up there.
Yeah, and also, like, I was doing a pretty intensive job at a very young age, and I was just figuring it out, and there was always so much to do. I pretty much got up, worked, would go run or something during the day, try and get some exercise in, work all day, and then go home. And then even when you're at home, the business kind of runs 24/7, so you're on your phone and stuff. I pretty much just worked the entire time I was there. I didn't. I think a couple times some friends came up, and I went to like what's that hockey team they got? The Storm, Grand Prairie Storm. Went to like a Storm game one time on my birthday.
Yeah.
Had a couple buddies up. And every once in a while, you do stuff with like clients and stuff. You go out, and, you know.
Oh, yeah, trying to make a sale.
Get pulled into Diamonds or something. Yeah. I'm not a big strip club guy, but.
Oh, that was fun when I went to Diamonds in November.
In GP?
Yeah.
I heard you fell or something, didn't you?
Yeah, I fell off stage at
but that was at the show before. That wasn't
at the show.
I'm confusing the two stories.
Yeah, and...
Okay, tell me about it. Was that your first time at a strip club that you went when you were in Grand Prairie there? No, it
was...
what was your first time at a strip club, Georgia? How old were you?
When I first turned 18, my buddy took me and he bought me 3 lap dances.
3?
Yeah, I know,
Holy
right?
shit, bro.
Yeah, and he gave me $100 and shit.
Okay, so you had 3 lap dances. Was it 3 different girls, or did you try one, try another one, and go back to the first? Or you might have had more lap dances than me if you've had 3.
Wow. I think it was different ladies.
Different ladies each time?
And then he gave me like $100 worth of toonies and loonies.
Yeah.
So I was just getting posters and calendars.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And obviously, my mom
still
didn't
have
know.
any? Your mom didn't know. Well, she's going to know now.
because I had to throw them out when I was cleaning my truck. And then I went to, I think a few years later, I went to Shades to do Filthy Feud with Michael Harrison, Sterling, and Sonny, and that one comedian from Seattle.
Female comic?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember that. I know what you're talking about, yeah. Was that a good time?
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And what was it? They were all drunk, and I had to drive Michael home. It was it was fucking fun.
Yeah, I had a good time. I feel like one of the funnest stories I've heard was when you went out with what's the pickles there? James LeBuc and
Washburn, yes.
And Brendan Washburn, yeah. I feel like that was one of my favorite things because hanging around you, George, like we know you so well because like we spend so much time together, right? And it's always one of my favorite things is people that don't know you as well.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're a very unique guy. They get to come in and they get to experience you.
Yeah.
And some people really enjoy the same things that I do, right? I think you're just the cutest guy. Right? You do the cutest shit all the fucking time. You like when you're not
sometimes dumb,
but like it's more so it's your innocence because like you put on a persona of like a big tough guy. You're scary, you're mean, but you're like the nicest kid, right? And
I'm just a big Care Bear.
You're a big Care Bear. That's what I'm saying. That's my favorite part of you. And I'm
a grumpy Care Bear.
You are a grumpy Care Bear, but like underneath it, there's kindness underneath, right? That's like who you are to me.
That's the pink one.
That's the pink one.
I think so.
Okay, what's the grumpy one? Brown,
blue. Yeah.
Okay, that kind of makes sense.
I have a tiny little Grumpy Bear plushie in my truck.
A little Grumpy Bear plushie in your truck?
And then last Christmas...
You should bring it on the podcast, put it here. It'll be your little mascot, little Grumpy Bear.
Well, I got a bigger one that I got last Christmas.
Yeah?
Which my mom said, you were a bigger asshole than you were the year previous. So
you were a bigger asshole than you were the year previous?
Yeah.
I think you're becoming less of an asshole.
It all depends on which person decides to piss me off.
True. But what I was trying to say, Georgie, was like they had known you, but not super well.
Yeah.
right? And then they got to go have a fun night. You guys went to Cook County,
Yeah, we went to Cook County.
and then they didn't really know how well I knew you, but we
Yeah.
were here a couple nights later, and they were telling me the story of going out, and it was some of the hardest I've ever laughed of just like them telling genuine stories of just like going out for a night
What
with
were
you.
they saying that you remember?
That's tough. It was a while ago, buddy. I'm trying
Fuck.
to remember. They said
It
there
was
was.
last summer.
I remember at one point. Yeah, I don't know if they're the stories that are pulling up. I don't know if I should say on the podcast, but I remember they were saying like you were like, oh, let's go dance with these girls, and then you went out to the dance floor, kind of like stood beside it for a while, and then just like came back. And like, come on, guys, what are you doing? Oh, that one got me.
Washburn wasn't into it.
He wasn't into going to dance with the girls.
No, he was just standing there, and then we got a picture at the Crown Royal chair.
Okay.
And Washburn didn't want to get involved in the picture, so the one lady that took our picture did a little quickly turned it for 2 seconds and got a couple photos and then turned back to us.
Yeah.
And it was really fucking funny. He's like, no, delete that picture.
He didn't want to be on. He didn't want to be on film. He's a private guy, old Washburn.
Well, fuck. He was the one video I saw recently where he was on the Howard Stern thing.
What?
He was Howard Stern and this other guy did this little thing talking with strangers, something.
Okay.
And he was on it. And
He was on Howard Stern?
not Howard Stern, Howie Mandel.
Howie Mandel, even still.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was like you call in or something. and
Okay,
there was
yeah.
a
Yeah, there was a
video.
call-in thing.
I'm not too sure. And then he was just saying stupid stuff that made me laugh fucking hard because I
Yeah.
didn't expect he would do that.
He's a very funny guy.
Yeah, especially when he did the council videos.
Oh, yeah, those are some of my
dude,
favorites.
Genius.
Yeah. I don't even remember. What did he go into, like a town council and eat like a spicy chip or something? What? He's done a bunch of them.
He went shirtless with a mask.
He went shirtless with a mask to a town council meeting? That's awesome.
Yeah. The one thing when I first met him was when I did my very first set.
He was
And-
there when you did your first set?
Yeah, and I have it on video.
Your first set was
Roosters.
Roosters. I thought your first set was with the Danger Cat guys.
No.
That was your first show you went to.
My very first show that I went to experience stand-up comedy live was at the Roast Battles.
Oh,
at Danger Fest.
the one that I was there too. We didn't run into each other that night.
No.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. That was the first time I ever
Saw any kind of stand-up comedy?
yeah, like in person.
Yeah. And then how long was that from the roast battle you went to the time you tried it at Roosters?
That was July, so like 4 or 5 months.
4 or 5 months?
I think it was 5 months.
Yeah.
And
Washburn was there
at the Danger Cat show?
at the Rooster. for
At
your first
Roosters,
set.
yes.
And you still have it on video? Do you ever watch it?
Once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah,
go
to
back?
see how bad I was when I first started.
Everybody's bad when
There
we
was
start.
there was a lot of sympathy laughs there.
That's how
I think
everybody starts
Gully was
comedy.
there too.
Yeah.
Gully was there. Alia, Calgary comic, but those are the guys that I remember there. The host was just fucking plastered.
It was hammered.
He was hammered, man.
I don't remember who hosted that show.
I don't even remember the guy's name.
Was it a local guy?
I'm not too sure. I don't even remember him.
Yeah, there's a lot more hosts are plastered than I ever thought. Now that I know people better,
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of drunk hosting lately. I've never done it. Should I try it, Georgie? Should I get shit fucked up and then host a show?
You do that with cannabis sometimes.
I do that with cannabis, but that's a little different. Then I just get dumb and don't know what the fuck's going on.
No,
If I'm drunk, I'm going to say some crazy shit.
That's a bad idea.
It's a bad idea?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I trust you. If you think it's a bad idea, I won't do it.
Yeah.
I think it could be fun.
Because you don't know if you're going to puke on stage.
I think I've done enough drinking in my life, George, that I don't think the word would be puking. I
Yeah.
kind of know when I'm going to puke, I'll vacate premises. I feel it coming. Do you know I'm a scream puker, Georgie?
You're a scream.
I'm a scream puker, yeah. I can't puke quiet. When I puke, it's like,
I just go like, I do that.
oh,
then it
you're
just
a
comes out
gagger.
a little bit. Well, sometimes the gag lasts a little bit longer. The noise.
Oh, you're an extended gagger.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the one time at work a few years ago, that's when I was living in Grand Prairie.
Yeah.
I felt like shit in the morning, but I still tried to go to work.
Good man.
And then within an hour and a half, I puked 10 times within 20 minutes.
Jesus.
It was really bad. I had like a stomach bug or something.
Oh, no.
And then I told my boss, like, hey, I just puked 10 times. I'm going to go home. He said, yeah, just whenever you're feeling better, come back.
10 pukes in 20 minutes is pretty elite puking.
Oh, it was terrible. And
when's the last time you puked?
I don't remember the last time.
No?
Because I did a lot of drinking the last few weekends. But I didn't puke.
You didn't puke any of the weekends? Yeah, I remember.
No, because I paced myself.
That's good. That's good.
Well, sometimes I crush 3 beers
I
instantly.
remember, didn't you call me one of the first nights you're drinking this last little bender? Or were we just texting? Because I remember telling you to go get water and stuff.
I don't remember. I have to look at the...
You have to look. Yeah, you're a little in the sauce. That's
yeah.
fair.
I think that was the night where we were shooting fireworks at each other.
Good nights.
Yeah.
Good nights.
Well, I was smart enough where they didn't notice I took a second Roman candle.
Ooh.
And I just hid it in the back of my pants. Once everyone was done, and they were relieved.
Kept a reserve.
Yeah, I kept a reserve, and I lit it up, and I walked silently towards them, and I shot it away from the cars because I'm responsible.
Of course.
And they're like, who the fuck is shooting that? I'm like, what's up, fuckers? And they started running, and I was...
just peppered them.
Yeah, I got one of the guys with one to his leg, and it fucking burnt him.
Jeez,
burnt a lot of his leg hair off.
Oh no!
There was a big hole in his shorts. Was he a
hairy guy?
Yeah, he was a little bit of a hairy guy. And I shot one that actually went through his shorts, and it left a big hole.
Oh no!
It kind of burned the inside of his thigh.
Jeez, Georgie.
Yeah, that kind of makes me not want to own guns.
Fireworks make you not want to own guns?
I don't know.
Have you shot guns before, though, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah?
The first gun I ever shot was just a shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize, obviously, the kickback, the recoil. It fucking hurt my shoulder for about a month and a half.
Month and a half?
Well, I was young.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the second time I shot guns was at my buddy's property. We were shooting a pistol and a couple rifles, and then we went to
Were you
Wild
safe?
West. Yeah, we were safe. We were at a good distance, so no ricochet to hit us in the head. Then the third time was at Wild West Gun Range.
Oh, yeah?
That was before the mall shootings.
Oh.
Or shootings in air quotes. And then that's when I came up with that joke with the Wild West Gun Range thing, moving targets.
Right, moving targets.
Genius. And I told it that same day.
Yeah.
And then I think Simon had something different, and I don't think he really said it yet. And he's like, oh, you had something on the mall shooting. And I told him that. He's like, oh, fuck, that thing's genius.
Which side? There's a couple
Glassman.
Glassman, yeah.
Yeah. Fucking love that
It's
guy.
a good compliment from one of the senior comedians, Georgie.
Yeah.
You're a genius.
I am not a genius.
What's your favorite bit of yours, Georgie?
My favorite one?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I really don't know.
You don't know?
I would have to look back.
Yeah, you'd have to go through it. Do you have any front runners that jump out? Like, not to say it's your favorite, but like one that you like.
I like the folic acid one.
Yeah, that's one of your favorites.
The heavy lift one. The lady that was suing Lyft for millions of dollars.
Oh, right, with the
one.
seatbelts, right? Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
that
I stopped saying that for a while, so I'm gonna tell that obviously on Thursday.
You're bringing that back. Oh, right, because you got the big competition.
Yeah, and like no one. I've done Calgary once, which was for Danger Cats. That's when I first started. Yep. But other shows, it would be my first time.
Wow.
Doing Calgary.
A lot of Edmonton comics have done that competition and done well.
Yeah,
you got a reputation uphold for Edmonton. Are you prepared?
I'm gonna come out to the workshop next Tuesday.
Nice.
So I'm gonna figure out which ones that I know hit and maybe add some other stuff into it or take some stuff out, replace it. But
do you think you'll be nervous? Lots of times with competition sets, there's extra pressure and it makes you really scared.
I think this one will get me more prepared for the comic strip one.
So you're going to do Funny Fest this Thursday, and
and if I make it to the finals where I could win $5,000, I go back on Saturday
for the Calgary one.
Yeah,
got it. Go back on Saturday. So you theoretically could be in Calgary for Thursday and Saturday this week, upcoming. Yeah. Wow.
Like I'm probably Yeah, if I make it, I'm not gonna stay there for 2 days.
No, you're gonna come back and then
I'm just gonna raw dog it, drive there,
raw
drive
dog
back.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably listen to Shrek on the way there and
Listen
back.
to Shrek.
Well, yeah, I just at a light or at a gas station, I'll just put on a movie and I'll turn off my phone and play it. Because I've seen the movie millions
so
of
many
times.
times, yeah.
I can
No,
just,
I get it.
yeah.
It's a slightly unusual move, but I get it.
Or I put on your podcast.
My podcast. I haven't released a lot. This is the first one I've done in a long time, Georgie. Jeez.
Well, now I have to go on yours now.
Yeah, you do have to come on mine.
Yeah. You told me you had to be more prepared before you bring the king on.
Before I bring the king on, of course.
Yeah, you texted me
Course.
that shit.
Of course. Well, that's the thing, Georgie, because like when I have you on my pod, like I really care about you and like I want to show people when I bring you on mine, I want to show people like when it's your podcast, we can talk about whatever. You want to talk about hockey or wrestling, whatever, right? Like we can talk about whatever you want. But on mine, there's certain types or like sides of your personality that I really want to show people. Like
you really want to dig in.
Yeah, I want to dig in. I want to really talk to you. Right, like I want to ask you questions, and you know I know you don't like being put on the spot with some thinker questions. Sometimes we have to go a little deeper, but like I feel like if we do it, and I have some ones, and like I prepare the right way, where I ask them maybe some easier ones, and we kind of get deeper as we go. It might be able to really shine a light on what makes you special to me, and then people can kind of fall in love with the side of you that I enjoy the best. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I was very excited to come on this.
I bet you were so excited you shaved your beard off.
I know. Yeah, I had to do it. Well, if I'm going to go on a 22-year-old's podcast, I got to look like a 22-year-old.
Yeah, that's
little baby
yourself
face.
10 years younger.
I feel 10 years younger. I hate it.
It's so weird looking at you with no beard.
I know. I shouldn't have done this to you. Yeah, you've never known me without a beard.
Because the first time I ever saw you was, or I met you, was I think at Black Bar in December of 2022.
Okay.
Yeah, and you were probably 6 months in, weren't you?
Probably about that, yeah.
When did you start? Was it like in the summertime?
June of 2022.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then Danger Fest was a month later. And then that's when I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we probably had crossed paths a couple times or something, but that was probably the first night that we met or chatted or something.
No, because I think if I saw you at Danger Fest, I would remember you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wasn't really like out with everybody. I was kind of in the back area.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was right up front.
Yeah, I bet you were.
Yeah,
you were right in it.
Yeah, I took my stepdad there and his buddy there. I thought about going to one of their shows in Grand Prairie of 2022, and then I was like, no, I probably have to work the next day.
Yeah.
So then I didn't do it. And then I finally, I followed them since that time, but I've heard of Danger Cats since 2016 when my classmates for entrepreneur project, they made a Danger Cats theme food vendor.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
what'd they call it?
I'm not too sure, but I think it's in my yearbook. But it had all the colors and stuff. They had the jerseys and everything that they bought. And I think they had tacos in a bag.
Oh.
Yeah. Taco salad in a Dorito bag.
Nice.
Yeah, I bought about 4 of those. Ours was
4 of those. I almost missed that. I was thinking in my own head. I had about four tacos in a bag. You are an elite eater, Georgie. I've seen you host some shit. Like I also consider myself an elite eater. We've discussed this multiple times, but I feel like you've put down some impressive meals.
Yeah, like the friggin' Subways. Yeah, I don't really eat Subway anymore because of just.
Have you had Firehouse Subs yet, George?
I have, and
I had it today and yesterday.
Oh fuck!
I've been mucking some Firehouse Subs, big dog.
Yeah, too broke right now.
Okay.
Because I just had to pay rent and everything.
Yeah, I feel you.
Just waiting to get paid maybe tomorrow or something.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm going to Rocky Mountain House tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah.
How are you enjoying your new job, George?
Oh, I like it. I'm not even on my phone most of the day, which is nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm talking with Phil and Dave.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
What do you think about being on your phone, George? I know that's something like around here at shows and stuff. We've given you a little razzing about being on your phone a lot, and like out of love, right? Because we want you to be hanging out and taking part in what we're
My
doing.
attention span, I guess.
Yeah, but is that something that would you like to be on your phone less?
I try to.
You try to, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you notice any differences of how you feel and stuff when you're on your phone more or less?
I feel like I'm on my phone more now. Well, even when I'm at home, I'm just doom scrolling, and it's just all politics, and I just give my opinion.
You give your opinion? You in the comment sections?
Yeah, because one person, there was a protest that happened on the high-level bridge. I won't say which one, so I don't get canceled.
Okay, smart thinking.
And I said, I'm just tired of seeing these dumb protests. Like, I forget what I remember what I said, but I just said I'm tired of seeing all these protests. And this person said, I'm tired of. I want to pull it up because it's
always
so
gotta pull it up.
Funny. Because I tagged the guy in it. It was on Yagwave.
Oh,
Fuck.
good old Yagwave.
Yeah, he got exposed on Six Buzz or whatever.
What?
The guy who runs the page, because he steals. He steals stuff. Like
steals stuff. It's like
news
it's like
and everything.
Yeah, but that's like it's an aggregator. Like they just people send them stuff, and like if something's posted elsewhere, it's just like somewhere you can go. He got exposed. Did they like put his name out there or anything?
Name and where he went to school.
Really?
Goes to school, yeah.
I wonder because I was under the impression that I knew who ran Yagwave.
Really?
Yeah. I worked with him for a bit. He was helping me with my podcast for a bit, like right when Yagwave was first starting. But I don't know if it's the same guy.
When did it
or
start?
What. Huh?
When did Yagwave start that you remember?
I have no idea, George. It just maybe it wasn't when it first started, but it was before it got like huge.
There it
huge.
is. Found it.
Found it?
Yeah. No, there is no reply on that one. There it is. I found it. If I go there, I said, tired of seeing these dumb protests. The problem isn't here. It's over there. If you want to make a difference, go over to that place. Don't bring their problems here. This guy is fucking funny. Just the way he decided to respond to me. He said, I'm tired of seeing dumb and ignorant people like you try to speak up about something that has absolutely nothing to do with you, let alone true to shame someone for wanting to stand up for their country. If Tim Hortons raises their prices of coffee, you would march down the streets instantly. So what would you do if they were killing people in your nation? And I said I would go to a different place to get my coffee that doesn't taste like piss and be cheaper, or make coffee at home.
Good answer, George.
Yeah, and he blocked me after.
Oh, yeah?
So I pretty much freaking won that battle.
You pretty much won that battle.
Yeah.
I'd go get my coffee elsewhere. I wouldn't riot.
No.
I wouldn't protest.
Tim Hortons coffee is shit now. In my opinion.
Yeah?
Right now. It's
I'm not a coffee guy, George.
No,
I'm just saying, I believe you.
Once in a while, I'll have their coffee if I'm desperate.
Yeah.
But usually, I either have it at home or something, or I'll go to Circle K. Because Circle K has some good coffee.
Circle K has some good coffee?
A&W.
A&W, yeah. I've heard good things about A&W coffee.
Yeah, because I used to have that coffee for a while.
Okay. Well, I'm curious, George.
Yeah.
Oh, Curious George. I didn't even mean to do that.
Jesus. And there's George Shrinks.
What?
There's a show called George Shrinks.
I'm not familiar.
It's literally a show about a kid that's the size of freaking a bottle cap.
No.
Yeah.
Do you
it's
like
a
George
real
Shrinks?
show. I watched the shit out of it on Treehouse.
Yeah?
Yeah. It was one of my favorite shows. Because that little fucker had a car that he'd get to drive and fly around the house.
Nice.
Yeah. But I had ATVs and a big acreage that I lived on, so it was kind of even
quad guy. What kind of quads did you have growing up?
I think it was... We had 6.
You had 6 quads?
Yeah. One for my mom, one for my dad, one for me, one for my brother, one for my sister, and I think we just had a spare one.
Nice.
They were all Polaris.
Oh, yeah, your Polaris family.
Yeah, but the ones that we had, I think that they might have been Yamaha kid ones.
And we had Suzuki's.
Ooh.
Yeah. Suzuki King Quad.
Fuck.
Did you pull some sick catwalks, George?
No.
No?
Not really.
Oh, I try
popping a couple wheelies and shit.
Yeah.
No, but I blew up the motor 2 times
No way.
because I was just full
Just bagging
throttle.
the piss out of her, eh?
Oh, dude. Yeah, that's probably given me a lot of influence on how I treat my vehicles.
I know. That's another thing that I'm always on you about.
My third dad telling me to slow down.
Yeah, well, you gotta drive safe, George. I worry about you.
I changed my driving quite a bit.
That's what you say, but then I
No,
still
I
hear
have.
you peel out of here.
It's just my
Whop.
exhaust system. It's my exhaust.
Okay, I trust you.
You don't believe me one bit.
Not at all. I picture you out
Because
there
I
just
remember that text
flying.
because I peeled out of here the one day.
The one day? I've
Yeah.
texted you a lot of times.
No,
The most recent one that I know you're referring to, but that wasn't the first time
that was
I
like
texted
a
you about
couple
your
years
driving.
ago.
Oh, that was the first one.
That was
yeah.
the first one. I don't remember
That's when
any
I put
other
my-
ones.
I feel like I texted you recently since you got your truck back. Maybe I did. Maybe I meant to text you and I forgot. My bad.
No, you only texted me one time, and I didn't do it after again.
Yeah?
Because, I don't want cops showing up.
No, you don't want cops showing up. Yeah.
Well, it is private property.
It is private property, but
yeah, I
you
do
know,
not want to ruin my tires.
yeah, you don't want to ruin your tires. Yeah, my tires are a little bald right now too. I haven't even been trying to fucking spin them around.
When I got this freaking 1.5 liter out of the truck, and I'm like, who the fuck puts, or what manufacturer puts chrome tow hooks at the front? It's just going to get ruined.
Yeah.
Like mine, they're just thick steel and rusted out.
Mm-hmm.
Who gives a shit? I can replace them or just paint them black.
What, does my truck have chrome toe hooks
Yeah,
on the front?
yours has chrome, and I'm like, too much chrome.
Have you
in
ever
my
heard
opinion.
Chrome by Trace Atkins?
No.
You got to
I
listen
should.
to it, Georgie. It's a great song.
I'll have to add it.
Okay. Georgie,
Yeah.
can I ask you a real question?
Uh-oh.
It's not uh-oh. It's just a genuine curiosity.
All right.
I'm not trying to bait you into nothing. So recently, there was a time where you were thinking about moving up to GP for work,
Mm-hmm.
and you eventually decided against it. But like, you'd called me a couple times. We had some like really good adult conversations about the pros and cons of like what you get out of it, and you really like. It was one of the, not the first times, but it was one of the times where I saw you really
Open up a little.
open up a little bit more, like just really try and think deeply about a big decision that you had to make. Right,
Yeah.
because you're a young kid, like you don't have a ton of responsibilities, so like there's not a lot of big decisions you had to make, and it
Yeah.
was interesting to talk that out with you because you know I care about you too, and I wanted you to make the best decision for you, and I know that there
Yeah.
was times where you were leaning one way, and then you eventually leaned not to go there. I was curious what that was like for you to have like a big decision like that you had to make that you cared about deeply, and really had to like think about all the aspects of it to decide what you wanted to do. What was that like?
Oh, fuck. It was like, yeah, I'd be making a lot more money, but
Mhm.
I'll just be miserable at the end of the
Yeah.
day, like at the
Were
old
you,
job.
were
I
you
was like,
stressed out about having to make that decision?
oh, fuck. I was stressed
It seemed
all
like
day.
you're pretty stressed
and no
out
one
about
was
it, yeah.
listening to what I had to say, and
Well,
that's-
yeah, okay. I feel like
parents weren't listening to me.
Uh-huh.
Well, except for one.
And what? So that's interesting to me, Georgie, because like when you called me, I was trying to listen to what you had to say, but it sounded like
Yeah.
you had a lot of other people in your ear. And what I was trying to do the whole time was get to the bottom of what you wanted and what you felt. But I felt like you were very conflicted in wanting to do what other people wanted you to do. Did you know what you felt about it the whole time? Like that? Like, was it the money
just-
pulling you there, but you just didn't think you'd enjoy it as much?
It's just I'm leaving everything here, and
Yeah.
there's no comedy up there other than there's a casino there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but it's not
it's
something.
not
If you want to get
here,
good at comedy,
and, like I only had my high school friends when I first lived up there that I would just play video games, and then I had my dad up there to hang out at least. But he, at that time when I lived up there, he told me, you have to try going out making friends. And I was like, okay, I'll try. And then he'd check up on me or just say, hey, make any new friends? I'm like, no, just the coworkers at work and my high school buddies. Like, just try a little bit harder. And then he gave up. And then that's the year I did comedy in 22.
he gave up, or did
He
you
just gave up on asking me.
on asking? What did you give up on trying to make friends up there?
It was I was 18 at the time.
Mhm.
It was just difficult for me, and I was really
Yep.
shy at the time.
Yep.
And I told him when he and I were arguing, I said it took me 3 years to build everything I have now,
Mhm.
and I'd be leaving everything behind,
Yeah.
all my friends, my
Yeah.
comedy, and
Mhm.
all that, and then just wouldn't listen. That's when I punched the wall.
Yeah, I did hear about that. And your tonneau cover.
Yeah, I was just
Punched a few things.
I was super.
But
mad.
you were frustrated, like you said, when things are aggravating you and you
When
ask
no
them to
one's
stop.
listening to me,
No
that's
one's
when I
listening
get
to you.
pissed off.
Yeah.
It's like, listen to what I have to
Mhm.
fucking say.
Yeah. But you ended up making that decision, so they must have listened eventually to what you wanted.
Yeah, and then they just wouldn't bring it up anymore.
Mm. Are you happy with that decision?
Yeah, and then working with Dave, I'm not miserable coming home at the end of the day.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
enjoy-
as
you enjoy
sore,
your-
I'm not aching.
What do
or
you
anything.
enjoy the best of your new gig?
I get to see a lot of cool houses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cool, eh?
Yeah, a lot of cool houses. The people I get to meet.
Mm-hmm.
And
Who's the coolest person you've met so far?
I don't know. Well, I've only been there for a few weeks, but not too sure. I'll think of something. But anyways, but I like it there. I'm lifting variety of weights,
Yeah,
furniture and other stuff,
Mhm.
but
getting jacked.
yeah, I'm gonna try start going to the gym a little bit with Gary.
With Gary.
Yeah,
Oh, that'd be awesome, buddy.
if
You'll find, George, that if you do start going to the gym like that and get consistent with it, your mood will improve a lot too.
yeah, the dopamine.
I know you talk a lot on stage about the dopamine, and also it gives
Phil was talking a lot about that stuff. Talking to Phil is awesome.
yeah, Phil's a good guy, hey?
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Just he has everything to talk about that.
Yeah.
If I bring up something, he has everything to say about it.
Yeah.
And I give my opinion on it and all that.
Mhm.
And we talk for like hours on end.
Yeah.
And I just look at the time, it's like, holy fuck, it's been that long.
Yeah, and you're probably not on your phone at all either.
No, it just stays in the truck.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
But I'm almost at 600 followers now after just a couple reels.
600 followers on what?
My Instagram.
Oh, nice.
I know. I should get that verified badge.
Sure. You're talking to the wrong guy about social media, George. I don't know fuck all about
You're
fuck all.
verified?
Yeah, some girl told me to do it and did it for me.
She paying for it?
No.
Oh.
I think I put it on my credit card, but she's like, this is important. So it's like, okay. I just didn't want to do it.
Oh, if
I don't really like social media too much myself, buddy.
Well, I just like seeing the bunch of idiots.
Yeah.
And know that, wow, good thing I'm not that guy.
Good thing you're
Or
not that guy.
That person.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Makes you feel good about yourself going on social media? You find some...
Yeah, because I'm not being stupid and wasting my time doing the stuff that they're doing.
Yeah?
Obviously, protests, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah? You think that's a waste of time?
On certain things, it's the biggest.
Is there anything that you care about enough, Georgie, that you think you'd protest?
I just don't want to be an organizer of it or really involved.
Yeah.
I don't want to be involved in that shit, just wasting my time.
Yeah.
Because if I'm out there where that one, like the comment I told you about,
Yeah.
fucking wars that are going on, because I don't want to say the countries.
I feel like we should send you out as a war correspondent. We should get you boots on the ground, cowboy boots on the ground. Same outfit, just with like a flak vest instead of a leather.
I need a high vis vest.
Yeah, I think they have some special like reporter vest. I think there's I think it's white, if I'm correct. Maybe.
It does say
Green?
journalist on there.
Yeah. I think they get
'Cause I've
special
seen a
vests,
couple
but
of
I think
those
you'd really do some groundbreaking work, George.
Yeah.
I think you'd learn about the conflict.
Yeah. I can't wait for the playoffs, though.
You're excited for the playoffs?
I know, because I want to go with.
That's kind of like war.
It pretty much is, because the Kings and Oilers one is going to be fucking intense.
Yeah,
Fourth year in a row.
Yeah.
Because we won in 7 and 6 and 5. Let's
Yep.
sweep them.
Let's
To
sweep
know
'em.
that, like, yeah, this year we're winning the cup kind of thing.
Yeah.
I feel like even though Toronto says it's their year every year,
Every year.
I've never, I haven't really said that when the Oilers were in the playoffs, like, this is our year.
No?
But I feel
say it
like
every year.
of course you would, because you're a diehard Oilers fan. But this year I feel like this is our year.
Yeah.
Just with
It's
the
the team of
guys we
destiny.
have. Yeah. McDavid, because McDavid won the Four Nations.
Yep.
He got that golden goal.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that irritated me is like he just held it up a little bit.
Yeah,
I feel like he was saving it.
I loved that, Georgie. Because he's saving it for the real cup. He doesn't want to blow his load.
After
He's
a little
respecting
bit,
Lord Stanley.
Yeah, after a while, I realized he's saving it.
Yeah.
He's saving it for the real thing.
Yeah.
That's just a little taste of it.
Mm-hmm.
And the real thing, he's just going to high and pride.
He's going to what?
He's going to raise it high and
High
and proud.
High and proud? Yeah, high and pride.
Pride. Fuck.
What else makes you think it's our year? McDavid getting the golden goal, that's a good start. Him saving the celebration for the real one.
Yeah.
What else has got you excited? Vander Kane coming back game 1?
Yeah, Kaner's coming back.
You're a big Kane fan?
Yeah. Just going at the watch parties.
You love the watch parties, eh?
Yeah, I just love the Oilers fan base because we're probably one of the best ones in the league.
You're not wrong. You're speaking to my heart right now, dude.
Yeah, dude. Because last year was so much fun. I just like listening to the watching the replays, and then when we get the goal, especially in playoffs like last year, it's electric. We're the loudest out of all the leagues. Of course. Like Toronto, they have all the suits in the lower bowl.
Yeah.
They're not. Yeah. They're trying to make sales. Mm-hmm. And it's like, here, do you want to come to the game and just talk shop? It's like, you could do that at the fucking office.
You're right.
Like, fuck Toronto and fuck Calgary.
I'm worried about that this year, Jorje.
What, Toronto?
No, just Edmonton, because the ticket prices have gone up like 30-40%. It's crazy expensive to go. I'm worried that the lower bowl isn't going to be sickos this year. It's going to be a bunch of guys in suits, like Toronto.
But I feel like, no, I feel like Edmonton suits are more Oiler fan kind of. They're more hockey fans than Toronto, because I feel like Toronto's just full of corporates. Yeah, I agree with that. So you're not worried about it? Well, Edmonton corporate people are more fans. Yeah, they're more into the Oilers. And
so
all
even
that.
if the ticket prices keep going up, you think it's still going to be sickos in the bar?
Yeah, I'll go to the watch parties or go to a bar.
Oh, the watch parties will always be the sickest of the sickos.
Oh, dude,
I can't wait. Are you going to dress up? Well, I think if Ethan knows how to paint faces, I think you should
I'm not going to paint my face.
Why?
I don't want to.
Do you not love the team?
I love the team. I just don't want to paint my face. And
I feel like you have a perfect face.
I just don't want to wash
for painting.
My face.
You don't want to wash your face?
I just don't want to wash the paint off.
Oh, after. But if you party hard enough, it'll come off.
Yeah, but
think about this. You'd be at the watch party.
But if I have to drive home or anything, hold on. If I have to drive home or anything, and I'm sweating and everything, because it's going to be hot this summer, I don't want to have orange and blue paint all over the inside of my truck.
Okay.
And I don't want to pay for an Uber.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of shit I think about.
I know, clearly. But let me paint a picture for you. You find a place to stay in Edmonton so you know you don't have to drive. You park your truck at a buddy's house or something. Park it at the Moon. We'll make you a little bed on a couch. And then you paint up. You get Ethan in there with his fine line pencils. I think you got the perfect face for it. I can't imagine a face better for painting. Like just it's just like the shape and everything. I feel like it's just you got a nice circle face. You get a
that's
nice
all
Oilers,
70 pounds that are off.
100%. But like even still, I feel like you just got a good face for it. You get all painted up, and now you're at the watch party, and you're the king of the watch party. You're painted face. You're going hard. You're drinking because you're not driving, so you're going hard. You scooter from here.
No,
you scooter
I'll dress
from
up
here.
in my coveralls and stuff.
Yeah, dress up in your coveralls with a painted face.
No, I don't.
And you go hard.
Wear my,
you're the king of the watch party. All the girls are all over you, George. They're like, who is this 6 foot fucking
6'2.5"?
6'2.5"? Who's this 6'2.5" sex bomb with the painted face and the coveralls? She's absolutely sending on these goals, just like loving the Oilers more than anyone at that watch party. You got maybe 4 or 5 of them just hanging off your arm.
On the Monday one, I'm going to get there like quite a few hours
and
early.
then I'm not done telling my story, George.
I'm just saying.
The Monday one, you're going to get there early. You're going to be painted up. You're going to be looking good. You're going to have a place to stay so you don't have to worry about driving. And you're going to go there. You're going to see the Oilers get a huge W. Blow away. McDavid's going to be flying around, Draisaitl one-timers. You're going to get everything you ever wanted.
Yeah.
And then you're going to go to Cook County with these 4 or 5 girls on your arm, painted up, and you're going to dance so hard that you don't even have to clean your face. Just the sweat drips it off, and you just look like an animal. Right? Just paint dripping down your face, girls all over. But girls like when you stink. They're going to love it, George. You're going to find some watch party monsters that are going to just be loving your sweaty bod. And you're going to go to Cook County.
Lord.
And then you're going to bring maybe 4 or 5, maybe even 7 girls back to the Moon. And then who knows what happens from there. Doesn't that sound like a great night?
It does.
But you've got to paint your face.
Dear God.
If you don't paint your face, none of it happens. I want to go to
the watch parties with Wyatt and Brandon when they're filming.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just so they have someone that's not like acting or anything, or I'm just my normal self.
Just
They
your
can
normal
see-
self. They
Yeah,
can capture.
maybe I can do some of the street interviews.
Nice.
Yeah,
I think you'd be pretty good at that.
yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
It'd be a lot of fun.
Because
Ask
last year, yeah, I'll ask them. Because eventually I want to have both of them on
this podcast.
Yeah,
Nice.
I texted.
Who else are your dream guests? Who else do you want on the pod? I know you've been working on the Danger Cats boys.
Yeah,
I know I was second fiddle. There's supposed to be them today, but I had to just come fill in. Just a second tier guest if people don't show up. You know, I see where I stand.
I thought
George.
about Sicko as well. Before.
Drew Sicko, you'd be good.
Yeah. Yeah, Sicko, Connell might happen next week.
Liam Connell.
Yeah,
that'll be a good one.
Yeah, I have the title for it.
You guys gonna have some beers?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah,
I think you should.
Who else? I know Ethan wants to come on.
Oh, you and Ethan would be really good. Honestly, I think that's of everyone you've said so far. I think I'd be most excited to see you and Ethan.
Sophie, maybe Jules,
Sophie Hayes?
Ahmed. Yeah,
Ahmed, get Ahmed on here, bro.
God.
You and Ahmed would be electric factory. You got to get Ahmed on here.
He better bring food. Because didn't he bring food on when you?
Yeah,
guys
when
did
the
yours?
last podcast me and Ahmed did, yeah, he brought it was good food too.
Is that episode even released?
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's no.
Huh?
How, is it good or bad?
It was so much fun.
Just the stuff that was being said. Maybe.
Yeah, we said a lot. Ahmed said a lot. It was, and that's the thing. I don't think about that stuff, George. I was like, okay,
Patreon
whatever.
episode.
If you want to, yeah, that is a Patreon episode. If I
just
knew how
like
to do
my
that.
George Unleashed episode. That's
George
my solo
Unleashed?
one. Yeah, that's my solo one.
Yeah, is it on the Patreon or what?
No, it's just on my computer. It's the pilot episode. I was gonna call it This Week with George.
Okay.
And then it's like, no. So I just decided to do George Unleashed because after I listened to it and watched it,
yeah,
I was pretty unleashed. The first thing that comes into my head, I just
sent it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice.
All of them were pretty good. I said some stuff that would probably give me some consequences.
Okay.
The one that made Trish just rolling in the couch, laughing, was when I saved a post on Twitter because Twitter's fucking awesome for content.
Okay.
There was this lady that had the fakest implants ever. Like, her face was all, it was gross. There was implants, like her cheekbones and everything. And the fakest ass I've ever seen. Like, you can tell it's like, you don't know if it's fake or not.
Not a fan of fake asses.
It can be fun to play with. But anyways, that one's like, those were full on like a set of bolt-ons. Like, the way I said it's like they're like Lego bricks. You have to like use a butter knife to get like the hard ones to get off. Yeah, the small ones.
Yeah.
Like either use your teeth to get the Lego bricks off.
You don't want to use the teeth on fake asses.
No, but like get the implants off for fuck's sakes.
Get your teeth involved. Okay, I'm with you. With a butter knife.
Yeah, with a butter knife or something. But it was just, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Around there. And something around that a guy wasn't supporting Pride Month or whatever. I said something on that might give me consequences or.
Do you think doing it over time and like seeing what like you probably shouldn't release, has that like changed what you talk about? Like, have you been more careful with what you're saying?
Yeah. God, I want to watch it again.
Which one? The first one, the Unleashed one?
Yeah, the pilot episode. Because that one might be just a Patreon, or I'll just release it.
Just say down
I'll
the
probably
consequences?
just release it under the George Meets World.
Yeah.
And just have it like maybe have the banner like split in half kind of thing, and have like George Unleashed in half, like sort of like you have Oilers Uncensored.
Got it.
Yeah, you have the thumbnails. So maybe I'll have it like that.
It's a special episode. Do you think, like, if you made the decision not to put it out in the first place, do you think, like, putting it out later would put you at risk of, like, getting in trouble?
Not too sure.
Not too sure?
I haven't really thought about it, but I think it's like a paywall kind of thing.
Yeah, that makes more sense to me. If then the people that go there know you and know that you're not a bad guy.
Well, a lot of people know I'm not a bad guy. I'm probably the nicest guy here.
That's what I'm saying.
In this,
I know that. But that's where I worry about you saying something that puts you in a light that doesn't paint you in the best way, right? Because I know you're a very nice guy.
Yeah, that's why I figured it could be just with that one. I wanted to video it just so they can see it and then see what I'm thinking, kind of thing, instead of just the audio version. But it was a lot of fun, that first one.
Yeah?
Yeah, the first 3 episodes I did of George Meets World, I was really nervous, and then I did one with Anthony and Daniel. Yeah, so the Windmill podcast, just separate episodes.
Yep.
Those were my favorite ones to do.
Those are your favorite ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty funny guys, hey?
Yeah, Daniel's gotten he's gotten more funny.
Much more funny?
Yeah.
I thought Daniel
he's
was
gotten more funny.
Yeah.
Just the way he acts on stage is really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just stands there in one place sometimes.
Yeah. He doesn't use the stage like you, doesn't prowl like a panther.
I don't know. But
who are you looking at?
The camera.
Oh,
there's a camera. Do you not see the camera?
I just saw you look out to an empty room like you're looking at someone.
Well, I imagine an audience members here being very quiet.
The
thousands of listeners that listen to this.
Yeah, you're looking them dead in the eye.
Yeah, pretty much.
Giving that smoldering look. Do you think you're going to eat pussy from the podcast?
I have no idea.
You have no idea?
No.
Is that something you think about?
No.
No?
I just think about what guests I'm going to have on.
Yeah, you're a professional.
Yes.
Mind on task. You're like Connor McDavid, right? He doesn't play hockey for the pussy. He does it because he wants to be the best. Right?
Yeah, that's pretty much that.
It's pretty much you?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I hear you.
Oh, fuck.
What?
Nothing. I always say, fuck.
Fuck. That's what you should have named this podcast. Fuck. No, Jorje Meets World is a great name. I'm just fucking with you.
Well, that's what Trish named it.
That's what Trish named it?
Yeah.
It's a good name.
After Boy Meets World.
Boy Meets World? Have you ever seen Boy Meets World?
No, but I've heard of Girl Meets World. It's a Disney show in the 2010s.
Okay. I thought it was some sort of porno or something.
No. I'm sure there's a title out there for a porno like that, but...
But you wouldn't know anything about that. No.
You don't believe me, huh?
Huh?
You don't believe me?
Oh, I believe you.
Bullshit. Because if you had that beard, you'd be hiding it, that fucking smile a little bit more.
I believe you that you don't watch porn. If you tell me that, I believe you.
Jesus Christ. This is off the rails, I feel like.
Off the rails, huh?
Yeah. Fuck.
Could I put it back on the rails for you? Should I ask you a question?
Sure, if you want to.
I feel like we didn't get to know you before you started comedy, right? Like you were just like, we got to see this Georgie that came into our world, and very soon after you started comedy, I started coming to the Moon, started running shows here, and started being here all the time. Mm-hmm. And that gave you kind of a place where you knew you had people that knew you and really liked you, and you started coming here a lot, right? Like this is probably the place that you've done stand-up and been around stand-up the most by far, right?
Yeah. I've probably done more sets here than anywhere else.
Yeah, than anywhere else, right? And like we've got to see you here more than anywhere else. What do you think is most different? Like, what do you think would surprise us the most if we got to meet the pre-comedy Georgie? Because we've got to watch you grow as a person and become more mature and learn things, have life experiences, see your first hits, right? Like we've got to.
Thanks, Trish, for organizing it.
Yes,
a little bit more
you
context.
should be thankful.
Yeah,
you should be thankful. That's a big thing, right?
I'd just be a shy guy.
You were much more shy?
Yeah,
I think we got to see you come out of your shell quite a bit.
Yeah, out of the shell, not the closet. Oh, God, that was funny.
That was.
Oh, my God. No, I.
Do you think that's the main thing? You were much more shy before? Yeah, I think that checks
I'm now
out.
more vocal and more dumb. I feel like just acting dumb sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm just more myself than I was before.
Yeah, stand-up does that a lot. I find it helps you be yourself a little bit more, let go, right? Because you're gonna, when you're on stage, you're gonna do things that are dumb and silly, right? And you're gonna just go through it, and you realize, oh, it wasn't the end of the world. Like it might have been embarrassing. Sometimes you take swings that don't go the way you want, and you're like, oh, okay, well, I'm still breathing. I can still try it again, right?
Yeah.
What do you think the biggest? I guess you just said becoming less shy. Like, I don't know. Do you feel different?
Oh,
Since starting
I had like
stand-up?
I had no social life.
Yeah,
Pretty much, it was just the friends from high school.
and you were just playing video games
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much trying to do Easter eggs and shit.
on zombies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was a big zombies guy.
Did you do all the Easter eggs on Black Ops 3?
No, because whenever we were at the boss fight, my mom told me to go like take the garbage out, and then we
Every time?
Every time we'd be at the boss fight, my mom said, "Get off the fucking Xbox," and I'm like, "We're almost done the boss fight," and then we fucking die, and then my friends would call me an ass.
That's tough.
Yeah,
That's tough.
we were so close to beating one Easter egg, and then we finally a
Did
few
you beat
days
any
later.
of the Easter eggs?
We beat the Horizon Drac one.
The best one.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah.
Grog Crovey.
Oh, you did the Grog Crovey? Isn't that one tough?
Yeah, because at first you're fighting the dragon, then you're fighting Nikolai to get his soul.
Yeah.
And then Revelations, we did that
You
one.
did the Revelations one.
Yeah, Origins.
Origins is like, isn't that the hardest one of all of them?
Yeah, because what I know from that storyline is it's basically the same steps as when you're escaping with Reznov in Black Ops 1 from Vorkuta. You're escaping that prison.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's basically the same steps almost, but
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm really only super familiar with Black Ops 3. That was where I was deep in the zombies.
yes, Black Ops 2 is when I really got into zombies, and
Yeah.
then Black Ops 3 just changed it all.
Changed everything.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite Black Ops.
What's your favorite game of all time, Georgie?
Forza Horizon.
Forza Horizon. Oh yeah,
I
you're a
played
car
the
guy.
original. Yeah, I was a big racing game guy.
Yeah, that checks out.
Yeah, Crash Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, on Hack Story he talked about his PSP and stuff. I said, dude, I have a fuck ton of games and shit. And he's like, oh, what kind of games do you have? And I listed all the games I have still in my game tub. He's like, holy fuck, man. And I said, if you want some of the games, I can lend you some for a while. You can return them whenever you want. He's like, yeah, dude, for sure.
Did you lend Hack any games?
No, he hasn't asked me yet.
He's a busy guy.
Oh,
Probably doesn't
yeah.
have a lot of time for playing PSP.
Yeah. Little Big Planet was a big one. Mod Nation Racers was a big one on PSP. Hot Wheels, Ben 10. Rainbow Six was on there.
Yeah.
Medal of Honor. Crazy Taxi was one of them.
Oh yeah, you're a big Crazy
Mon-
Taxi guy.
My brother was.
Okay.
Monster Jam was probably one of my favorite games to play.
So I would imagine that the answer to this obviously would be some of the Danger Cats guys. But who do you think your biggest influences are in comedy?
Oh, God. When I really started watching more stand-up comedy was probably Brad Williams.
Brad Williams, you're a
Yeah,
big Brad Williams guy?
Yeah, the dwarf comic.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first special I saw him was the Fun Size Pack one.
Yep.
Yeah, the story where he went on a Black Hawk helicopter ride.
Mm-hmm.
That bit is
One of your favorites?
it makes me laugh every single time. It
Yeah.
doesn't get old for me.
Yeah.
The one that really got me into it was probably Fluffy.
Fluffy?
Yeah, Gabriel Iglesias. Watching his specials.
Mm-hmm.
And then I moved into like the World Burt Kreischer and then Tom Segura.
Yeah.
And then
Two of my favorites.
Yeah. Those were the main ones though.
Yeah.
And then now I'm getting more into it. I'm trying to know more names in the comedy world.
Yeah.
Because those are the ones that I just know. Obviously, Tony Hinchcliffe, Matt Rife. Matt Rife has skyrocketed.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Big fan?
He's just full on naturally funny, man.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he doesn't rehearse anything. It just like
Comes out of him.
comes out of him,
Yeah.
pretty
I
much.
feel like you have kind of a Matt Rife energy. You're a bit more rehearsed, but like when you're at your best, you're very Matt Rife to me. Both just strapping young men, just drowning in puss.
Yeah, I am fucking drowning in puss right
I know.
now.
I'm jealous of you.
I know.
Jealous.
Can't get my head above the water.
Can't keep his head above water. Hey, that's life. Someone's got to do it.
Yeah.
Someone's got to get all this push, George. I'm glad it's you.
A lot of women would be like, why the fuck is this guy wearing jorts and a vest right now?
But a lot of women would be like, damn, that guy's in jorts and a vest right now.
All I'm missing is an El Camino.
That is all you're missing, really, in life.
I wish one comedian that really cared about me bought me an El Camino. I don't care how rusty it is. It's just I need one in my life. I don't care if it barely runs. I need one.
Well, hopefully a comedian that really cares about you buys an El Camino.
Yeah, hopefully.
What are your goals? I know you got a couple things coming up just lately. You got Funny Fest and you got Funniest Person with a Day Job. Those are two, locally pretty big deals that are good to get into and kind of push yourself and test yourself. But outside of those things that you got coming, like, what are your goals? What do you want to do? Like, what kind of place would you like to perform? Like, what are you shooting for?
Well, I want to try doing Calgary a lot more.
Yeah,
a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Well, doing Funny Fest is a good first step for that.
Yeah,
meet some people.
Try BC, but I don't know how they'll like me with the shit I say.
Oh yeah,
because it might be tough out there.
Only one way to find out.
Maybe try Ontario. Because try Toronto or something.
What about like locally?
Locally, I want to try try going to more shows this summer.
Yeah,
because obviously I was not going out as much as in like last year, where I was out every single night basically.
Mm-hmm.
On certain nights, Mondays were like fuck no, but I'm gonna try going out on Mondays. This week I'm gonna be out every week,
every night.
Yeah, until Thursday.
Nice.
So basically Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Right. Well, if you got a big competition coming up, you got to do a little bit of grind and get some sets in.
Yeah.
What's that? We just lost video, Georgie.
Okay.
We got audio.
Fair enough. Just because there's no video now.
So sneaky, George.
I know, I am sneaky. Thank you for telling me.
Just fiending.
I'm a menace.
You're a menace. You are a menace. But I like you. You're a good menace.
God. Yeah, where am I going with this? I lost my train of thought. Jesus Christ.
I think you were telling me things that you want to do. You want to go out more. You want to hit some shows.
Yeah, I want to see like how, obviously I'm always here and everyone has heard everything I say. Sometimes I say shit that's wild.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Sometimes tits are shown.
Sometimes tits are shown.
No, but I want to see how, like, obviously how my material works on other crowds that are maybe a little bit more sensitive.
Yeah.
And some are like the audience here a little bit that aren't so sensitive. And like, and in between, not sensitive.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's a really good thing for comedies. You have to do your stuff in front of a lot of different people because you'll get different reactions, and you can kind of find the middle ground to make whatever you're working on work everywhere.
Yeah, it would just be a lot easier if I was living in the city and not Devon.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the next step. Like, that's becoming a man. Saving up some money and moving out and all that. Those are steps that you're going to come to. You're still a very young guy.
Well, even if I have like enough money where I'm just comfortable, I'm able to go from Devon and back because that my Chevy gets a lot better mileage than the fucking Tundra.
Yeah?
Yeah, because at a quarter tank going to 3/4 of a tank, I can go, when it hits 3/4, I can get like close to almost 300 kilometers.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it hits half, it's about 375, close to 425. So out of a full tank, I can get around 650.
Okay, that's helpful.
Yeah. And
I was very confused.
The Tundra gets about fucking 486.
Damn.
It's crazy. A lot of fun to drive.
Enough shit out of her.
I wasn't, surprisingly.
Surprisingly?
That thing is so nice.
That was a nice truck.
Yeah. And then now I got the freaking Junkyard Express back.
Yeah, but you like that truck better.
I do, because it's just simple.
Do you feel more like yourself now you're back in your Chevy?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah? Matches your vibe?
Yeah, I forgot I had a dash
big
cam.
Tundra?
I forgot I had a dash cam in there. So I think I might try posting some content.
What kind of content from a dash cam?
People being idiots and me just screaming at them, like just inside my truck.
Yeah. Got it. Got it.
Maybe send it to Yegwave.
Send it to Yegwave, baby.
Yegwave is where everyone just like, Yegwave. They're sort of like World Star. Yeah, just saying like, yo, this is going on Yegwave or going on World Star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Georgie, I feel like comedy seems to mean a lot to you.
Yeah.
Right? Like you talked about being up in Grand Prairie and trying to make friends, and then when you moved back and started doing comedy, you got to like meet a lot of people and make a lot of friends. It sounds like it means a lot to you. Who did you think about, like when you were thinking about moving to Grand Prairie? What were you sad about missing? Like what was really eating you up about not being here?
Just not doing comedy in general. Yeah, because like I wouldn't have anything to do up there. Just
It would
nothing.
be a little lonely, a little bit sad, and you're not having stuff to do.
Yeah.
Do you think now that you're a little older, would you have found stuff to do, or do you think you would have really struggled with it?
No, I'd be bored as all shit.
Yeah,
Because I'd probably try driving down every weekend.
yeah,
Yeah.
but that costs a lot of money too if you're going up there to save money.
And I just don't want to restart my life for a second time again.
yeah, for sure. Well, you're here. You're locked in.
Yeah, everyone was begging me to stay.
Everyone was begging you to stay. We love you, George. That's why.
Certain people cried that they thought I was moving.
Certain people cried.
Yeah. My
Interesting.
mom,
Your mom,
Trish, was begging me.
Trisha's
To
begging
stay.
you. Oh, I don't know. We have 2 different accounts here.
Dave as well probably didn't want me to move.
Yeah, Dave didn't want you to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You obviously probably.
Yeah. You know me. I supported whatever you wanted to do. If you wanted to,
You
to go.
didn't want me to fucking leave.
I didn't want you to leave, but I wanted to be a good friend and support you if that's what you. What's that? Yeah, Trish was pretty upset. Yeah. Now, and so was I, but I didn't want, I wanted to hear out what you wanted, right? And I could hear when we talked about it a lot of different voices in your head of people telling you what would be good and what wouldn't, but I wanted to hear what you wanted to do, and I wanted to support that, right? Because like I told you, sometimes there comes a time where you got to do something that you don't want to do, to be financially solid, right? Like if you had to go out and make some money, then I would have supported that, right? Like, I would have tried to put some shows on, come see you, right? Like keep in touch and that, and try and make it, if it's a, not the best thing you could have done, but we could have made it as good as it could have been. But if you didn't want to go, then I wanted to support you in that and make sure that you're happy here and you're still, progressing as a person and getting better and making some money and doing that and still being able to do comedy, right? I didn't care what you did as long as you were happy.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what friends should do.
And I'm just happy I started in Edmonton and not like Toronto or anything, because I feel like pretty biased. Edmonton's in my opinion, is probably the better comedy scene in Canada.
Yeah.
Because everyone's just more caring, and I'm just happy that you started the workshop, and now more comedians are coming.
Yeah.
And like everyone's helping each other out. And
Yeah,
like
it is nice
other
to see,
places where you may have those like certain people that will help you, but you're not having like 8 comedians trying to help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be lucky to have one comedian try and help you. There's not a lot of help to be had in comedy.
No, a lot of people, they're all for themselves. A lot of people here in this scene, I think most people, they want everyone to succeed and get better and have Edmonton the best scene. Be the best scene in Canada.
That's a very good view to have.
Yeah. I want to try going to Texas.
Yeah, you want to go to Texas?
Yeah, I want to go to Texas, but I got to get my passport renewed.
Yeah.
Try getting on Kill Tony, because I know which ones I would like to do.
You know which jokes you'd like to do if you got on Kill Tony?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, try doing many open mics there.
Yeah.
Make contacts there.
Yep.
Then later, try California, even though it's filled with hippies and Teslas. I'd probably drive down there in my freaking Junkyard Express truck.
You drive down to California?
Yeah, they'd
Damn.
be fucking pissed.
They'd be pissed.
Yeah, all the fucking hippies and vegans. Like, what is
There's
this?
nothing wrong with being a hippie, George.
No, it's just certain.
There's a lot of hippies at the moon.
No, but those are the good hippies.
I think I'm half a hippie myself.
No, those guys. Those
We're
ones,
good hippies.
Those are good hippies.
Not
Those
California
ones are like
hippies.
not California hippies.
Got it.
That's a different breed.
Different breed.
Yeah.
Got it. You're more of an Alberta hippie guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, what kind of fun? You went to Jasper. How was that?
Jasper was good. Yeah, I went skiing.
You got a hit leg day.
I'm not as young as I used to be, brother.
You're only in your 30s.
I know, but my body's breaking down, brother. I skied aggressively when I was a kid. Just full sand, black diamond, double black diamond all day, no breaks. And I hit the hill this time, and like first couple rounds, like, oh, my legs are burning. This is a little tougher than I remember.
Well, you're not used to it.
I'm not used to it. Exactly. Yeah,
Skipping leg day.
Been skipping leg day, George. You're right. You're right. But it was nice. It was nice to get away. Nice to get away from comedy for a little bit. And I forgot just how much I loved to go skiing and get in the mountains. It was awesome.
I tear that shit up all the time.
You tear what shit up all the time?
Oh, skiing.
Yeah,
I want to learn
skier?
how to. Yeah, that was the first thing I learned. I wanted to try snowboarding for the longest time.
Well, it's probably a little late in the season, but I think next year.
Yeah, next year I'll figure it out.
Yeah, next year when maybe not Jasper or something, but just going over to Rabbit or something. We'll get out on that.
Well, Rabbit's probably closer to me.
We'll shred some gnar.
Yeah. Show them bitches what up.
Show them bitches what up.
Yeah.
100%, brother. Cannot fucking wait.
Yeah.
Cannot wait. And also, we're going to go learn to two-step.
Oh, fuck.
We're still looking at the camera and it's been dead for 20 minutes.
No, I'm just looking in the abyss.
Okay. That's a good word, George. The abyss.
I pretend I know that.
No, you used it correctly. That was you're right. That is the abyss. The darkness over there.
Yeah.
Well, what else, George? You got any other questions? Got any other brain busters?
Brain busters or ball busters?
Got either way. Got any of either?
Fuck. Really don't know. What other stuff do you want to ask me?
Do I want to ask you? This is your podcast, brother.
If you fucking keep the ball rolling, if you want.
I don't know. I feel like all the questions I want to ask you are quite deep, George. I don't know.
Oh, save it for yours.
Well, I could if you want me to. This is your time. I'm here all day till you release me. I can ask you questions.
Well, it's only 6:15 and doors open in an hour and 45.
So you want to keep going? All right, we'll keep going.
We could.
Yeah.
Can always edit out the silence.
Edit out the silence?
Fuck.
You're a goofball, George.
I've always been a goofball.
What's going on in your life? What's important? Are you talking to any girls?
No, not really.
You on any of the apps?
No. I figured to just try to live my 20s a little bit.
Try and live your 20s a little bit. Talk about that.
Well, just having fun, basically.
Yeah, it seems like you've been having a little bit more fun.
Not
You've been going
much
drinking.
responsibilities, not coming home like to someone where it's like, where have you been all night? It's I've been with the boys.
Hanging with the boys. That sounds good. Sounds like you got it. Well, it's nice to see you going out with people and having a little bit of fun, having a few drinks, like doing the things you do in your 20s as a young strapping man.
Mm-hmm.
Where did that come from? Are these like your friends that you've had for a long time? Like it seems like out of nowhere, just the last couple weekends, you've been really sending it.
Yeah, I'm just.
Is that like getting a new job? Like what changed? I'm curious where this came out.
I'm just having fun. It's like I'm not paying for beers, so it's like, okay, I'll get drunk for free.
Oh, how are you not paying for beers?
At my buddy's place where there's like 8 to 10 cases of beer.
Oh, so you found some friends that got some beers and you're getting after.
Yeah, well, I come like an hour and a half later, and then it goes to like 3 or 4 in the morning.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, beer pong, freaking.
You a legend on the table or what?
Well, I wasn't able to get in because everyone's like, oh, I got next. I'm like, for fuck's sakes, okay, I'll just sit in this chair and just crush beers. And I was the referee, and you were reffing? I kept it down the middle.
Kept it down the middle.
Because a lot of people were fucking cheating.
Who was cheating, Georgie?
The fucking.
Can't have cheating at beer pong. Do you set them straight?
Yeah, I set them straight by yelling.
Oh, you're just drunk? I can't imagine you drunk. I don't think I've ever got to see you drunk.
No. Maybe if we go to a watch party, we'll fucking pregame a little bit, and then we'll go.
But I gotta buy the beers.
No, I'll get a 6-pack or 12 whatever pack.
Get a 6-pack of coolers or what?
Kokanee.
Yeah, you're.
Well, it's the one beer that doesn't make my face turn red.
Really?
Yeah.
Every other beer makes your face turn red, but Kokanee doesn't?
Yeah, Kokanee doesn't.
How much experimenting did you have to do before you found that out?
Well, my go-to was Bud Light.
Yeah.
Before it was gay.
That's my go-to still to this day. I don't care if it's gay.
Well, Post Malone and Shane Gillis, they brought it back.
Did they? I never stopped. I never stopped.
No, Coors Light and Coors Original, they're good. They didn't. A little bit of redness, and then I decided to try Kokanee, and then I was like, fuck, my face isn't red hot, so. And it tastes good better.
And it tastes good?
Yeah, it tastes better. I prefer coconut beer.
Yeah, you have kind of a coconut vibe, if I'm honest.
Yeah, and it's brewed in BC. Like the freaking with the tariffs and shit on beer.
What are your thoughts on the tariffs?
Oh, for fuck's sakes! Even on alcohol, they're like taking Jack Daniels down and all the American stuff down. And then the one liquor store I went into, there was like just Molson and stuff in the cooler.
Yeah.
And once in a while, I'll have a Molson, and then it's like I'm not gonna have more than 3 or 2
No,
of Molson because it just tastes like piss, in my opinion.
It's not a
I'll have a
kokanee.
Budweiser too.
Bud
I'll
heavy?
drink, but yeah, I like Budweiser, but I'm more of a coconut guy. But anyways, if I had to drink Molson, I might as well just be fucking sober because it just tastes like piss.
Georgie, if you won the lottery tomorrow, you won $10 million, what would you do?
Let's just be more realistic. If the Lotto Max is like $50 million, first thing is probably.
Let's be more realistic. 50 mil.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think that's what it is right now.
Sure.
Probably put in some investments just so I'm still earning money.
What would you invest in?
I'm not too sure. I would have.
I would invest in Firehouse subs. They seem to be doing well.
I'd do that.
Okay. Anyways, what would you? You'd put some in investments.
Investments would probably be after.
Mm-hmm.
First thing would obviously be a house, the house that I want.
Yeah. Do you have your eye on one, or just you'd go find the house that you want?
I'd probably either get one of those pre-built houses that you transport by truck.
Got it.
Or just build a sea-can house.
Ooh, a sea-can house with 50 mil. You could build quite the sea-can house.
Yeah. Just a little acreage that's closer to the city, where I still have clean city water, I guess, not well water. Like 5 or 10 acres, just to have fun.
5 or 10 acres, yeah.
But I kind of want to have a big enough house where, if comedians want to move out of their place, I have like 4 or 5
You want to create
bedrooms.
a comic house?
Yeah.
You might need bigger than a sea-can house if you're going to have people.
No,
live
but
there.
if I was just myself, I'd build myself a sea-can house. But I'd have a big enough house where I'd probably have 2 or 3 roommates. Have my own friggin' shop and shit.
Yeah.
And have my friggin' toys there.
What kind of toys would you get?
Side by side.
Yeah. What brand?
Probably Polaris Razor. Yeah, Polaris Razor Maverick. Because that's the one I drove in Vegas a few years ago. And that shit was fucking fun.
Yeah.
The Americans there, because I was 16 at the time. Yeah, I was 16. That was 2020. They said I was one of the best drivers that has driven that side by side, because there was only like maybe a handful of people that have driven it, and they were just terrible. And I was just maneuvering in all the trails that were good. Didn't get stuck once in the desert or anything.
Damn.
They were really impressed by me. I made my grandma freaking car sick.
Oh yeah, she was in there with you?
Yeah, my grandpa was just having the time of his life. I didn't give him a heart attack, which is shocking. Just the way I was driving.
Yeah.
Good driving.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would probably go for a Polaris Razor. And then I get my fucking dream vehicles.
El Camino?
Yeah, I need an El Camino in my life. Get myself an old square body truck.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to buy a Lamborghini. Obviously, I won't fit.
Yeah.
And too expensive to maintain. Because the way I see it with people that look like they just want to have $1 million house and all that, they want to have freaking Lamborghinis everywhere, Ferraris. It's like,
that's not you.
No, it's just expensive to insure and register and all that shit. And maintenance, you have to take 3/4 of the car apart to do an oil change and shit.
Of course. Yeah.
And then while you have like an El Camino, you can just literally just lift it up like a couple feet and then just
drop the oil.
Just do it yourself for like less than $100.
Yeah, 100%. I'm with you.
And it's cheaper to insure.
So you'd have a nice acreage with all your toys, have a place big enough to have all your people out. I love that.
And
it's a pretty good plan.
Yeah, and then have like roommates, like basically a comedian house.
Who's your dream roommates? Who would you want to live with?
Brad would be one.
Yeah, you want Brad at the house?
Yeah, his girlfriend, if he has one, can come.
Okay. It's very kind of you.
Liam Connell.
Liam Connell, you want Liam
He
in the
would be
house? Yeah.
fucking.
Yeah, he'd be a party, hey?
Fuck,
you
he
guys
would
would have
probably
fun.
be on the freaking Polaris Razor every day.
Oh, for sure.
Hitting the trails.
Yeah.
God. Maybe Daniel.
Yeah, Daniel. I think that's a
Daniel.
good pick. Yeah, another young guy, kind of similar age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would probably be one.
You want
on
me
the
living
list. Yeah.
I'm a little old for this crew. I'd be like the dad of the group.
Yeah, keep us in check.
Yeah, I keep you in check. Yeah, make sure you don't flip your razor.
Yeah, I'm a pretty decent driver.
Okay.
I would say Wyatt was.
It's gonna be a big house, brother.
Yeah. No, it would be on the list of people who I would have in there if I had like a 4-bedroom.
Yeah, but what you could do is just build like a house for you and then have all these little sea-can houses for all these comics you want there.
Yeah.
It'll work out perfect. Could all have our own little shacks.
Pretty much, yeah, guest houses. And then obviously a big enough shop where they park all their shit in there.
Yeah. Yeah, all those comics with all our shit, yeah.
Well, their vehicles, and then like one side's just for them, where it's big enough they can do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
Then my side, that's much bigger.
Okay, all right. You give
I
us
pretty
a little,
much want to have a garage house, pretty much. That would be a lot of fun.
Build a nice big shop. Yeah, have all your toys. Have a space for all your friends' stuff. That's awesome, brother.
Yeah, good backyard.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be on the ride-along mower every week.
Yeah, I get a nice zero turn or what?
Yeah, I've never driven a zero turn.
Oh, they're
just
fun,
the
buddy.
regular
You'd
John
love it.
Deere ones
You'd
or
love it.
Coleman ones.
Nah, you got to get a zero turn. They're the funnest thing to drive. I'm telling you, you got to trust me on that one. The rest of your plan, you got it nailed. But if you
and then travel, and then like,
where would you want to travel?
Mainly the States.
Yeah, you already said. Okay, so like Texas
the States.
and
I do want to go to
stuff.
Hawaii.
Yeah, Hawaii's awesome. What about Europe? I can just picture you in this exact
London.
outfit, like kicking.
I'd probably do England.
England, yeah.
But I'd probably want to ship my truck.
You want to ship your truck?
Yeah, ship my truck there.
That'd be tough to drive there. They're pretty narrow roads, man. And it's left-hand side.
I'd bring my El Camino there.
There you go. You'd bring your El Camino. You got her set.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it sounds like people are starting to roll in here.
Yeah, we'll end it there.
I have one more question for you, Jorje.
Okay.
I feel like with your thousands of listeners, if you had to give one piece of advice to people, just in general, just like a piece of advice that if you want to put out there you think would help make the world a better place, what would you want people to know? From the brain of Jorje Kallio, what is your number one piece of advice that you'd want to be putting out into the world? Say like just this last piece of the podcast is going to get clipped off and millions of people are going to see it. What would you think would make a difference?
Dress properly and don't be a fucking idiot.
Dress properly and don't be a fucking idiot.
Yeah, and talk normally, not skibbity toilet shit.
Hey, you know what? I think that's some pretty good fucking words.
Yeah.
I think that would help.
Yeah. Well, we're wrapping it up. Thank you for listening and watching, even though the video cut out. Thanks, Nick, for being the backup.
Yeah, no problem, buddy. You know, I was excited to do it.
Yeah, episode 6.
Maybe if I keep doing a good job, I'll be the number one guest. It won't be just a backup next time, but hey, I just got to get better.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
For sure.
No, you'll be a lot better if you have me on yours.
Oh, yeah?
We got to figure out a time there.
Okay.
Next weekend.
Next weekend?
Yeah.
That's when you want on?
Sure. Yeah.
All right. See what we can do, brother.
Before a Sunday show.
Before a Sunday show.
Yeah.
Very specific.
Well, on a Sunday, because you usually come to the Sundays.
Sure.
Yeah.
If that works.
And I want to check out your friggin' 3-car garage. Maybe drive that fucking Raptor.
You little freak.
I'm a car freak.
Just trying to weasel shit out of it, eh?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, maybe we'll do the podcast on my podcast once me and you go to learn the two-step.
Oh, come on.
I think that's pretty
5
fair.
years later.
No, we go next week.
Not next week, because I'm Funny Fest.
I thought that was this week.
This
the
week
after
coming up.
the week after that.
Fuck, maybe.
If there's no Oilers game, let's go Thursday night. That's what you said it was. We'll go to Cook County.
Yeah.
Cut a little rug.
Okay, fine. We can check
All
it out.
right, he's in. You guys heard it. You guys heard it. He's in.
All right, fine.
It's going to change your life, Jorje. I'm telling you, this will be good for you.
All right, cool. We're wrapping it up. This is episode 6 with Vondubcast. All right, good night, everybody.
Goodbye.